movies, it feel like the movies, it feel like the movies. Are we out in the movie? Are we out in the movie? Wake up in the morning, ask, is this real? Never trust the senses, fuck what I feel.
Let me see how long I can do this zesty act. I don't even think I can do it for long.
That would be extra spicy if we're Pride was.
Alright. New highly offensive. Episode 16. Oh shit.
I was gonna say
I know.
Episode 17.
Is it 17?
Yeah, 17.
Alright. Hey.
New
highly offensive. Episode 17. It's Pride Month.
Pride
you know what I'm saying? So this is for all the
Rainbow Warriors out there.
Yep. Shout out to my booty warriors, you know what I'm saying? But
that was it? That was your moment right there?
The double rainbow glow.
That was quick.
Yeah, he's like, that's a...
Well, no, because it's...
too much for you.
Yeah, it is.
Just carrying too much rainbow on that one.
I felt like, I don't know, like I just...
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
I felt like, I don't know, like I just joined the dark side for a second, like... like I was Darth Vader, like I had the helmet on and just nothing but gay shit was coming out my mouth, like...
LGBTQ plus.
We support you.
But now we do fucks with y'all though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just playing, you know what I mean? I was telling the gang, we should start off a little zesty, you know what I'm saying? Like,
get the rainbow gang with us.
Yeah.
We ride with all colors out here in these streets. Red, blue, magenta, trans, non-trans, automatic, manual, whatever you are out there in the streets.
And the thing is, like, honestly, I think, like, your friendships, like, for example, right, like, your male friendships aren't, like, they're, you can really tell how deep your friendship is with your male friends by how gay you can act around them.
Yeah.
Like,
I had a friend that would always pull his nuts out. We were playing football, and this nigga, I swear to God.
Jose's like, that's not what I meant.
I won't name drop.
No, not at all.
We were very comfortable in our manhood, okay?
Nah, you got it.
I won't say his name.
You got it, daddy.
We were playing two-hand touch, you know what I'm saying?
What?
And this nigga was the goddamn quarterback. We played two-hand touch. We weren't tackling nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Two-hand touches. Somebody got the nuts out.
So,
that's all I'm thinking about. Two-hand touch.
I'm trying to get a pick off this nigga. I'm following him. All right, cool. So I'm like this nigga, you know. I'm saying that. I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, we'd be trying to get the fucking ball. This nigga would literally pull his nuts out, and nobody would want to, play defense. Your balls out, nigga. That's bad game.
I think you should have evaluated that conversation before it came out of your mouth.
I mean, that's what actually happened. We're talking facts.
No. I believe it because I remember there's one guy. I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
But well, I mean, I will say his name because it's not even a real name. So like, I forget what his real name was. Like, I ain't even go out. Like, it's been a long time. Yeah. But we used to call him Gooch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, the Gooch.
Yeah. So like off rip, it already tells you like.
That's about.
Yeah, like, and this is like maybe.
People call it the Gooch too. It's out there in different names, but yeah, it's the in between space between your asshole and your privates. That in between space, that weird space, that skin space, that space.
Now, mind you, right? This is like 07. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in my Navy years, right? So like this is like before like trans, before like back when like maybe there was just like gays and normal like straights. You know what I'm saying? Like my bad for how that came across.
Yeah, two.
But
there were only two at the beginning.
Yeah, there was, like it was kind of like A and B. You know what I mean? Like male and female. You know what I mean? Like then.
A and B, but there was no U and B. There was no C and B.
Now there's the spectrum. You know what I mean? Like and. Shout out to all them, you know what I mean? But
I think they
back
should
then
just have like they should do LGBT and then they should just do with the square symbol because they could just go on.
Or like a parentheses, like.
I think we got to stop adding letters at some point and just call it an algebraic equation or some shit. Equal with MC squared, and then just stop it there. We don't have to keep adding letters, consonants, because you're gonna run out of letters. One.
But back to Gooch, you know what I'm saying? Like so, like this motherfucker was like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, I thought, straight at the time, you know what I mean? But like he just did some gay shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I just thought it was like white people shit, you know what I'm saying? Like cause like for example, right? Like one time we got drunk And this guy passed out early. So like we used to have this rule where it was like,
don't pass out?
No, if you're gonna pass out when you drink, make sure your shoes are off. If your shoes are off, you're off limits. That means that you fully intended to go to sleep.
Okay.
If your shoes are on and you pass out, fair game. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was hanging out with these white boys, you know what I'm saying? So like these white boys was some savages. You know what I'm saying? Like
don't fall asleep.
Motherfuckers pulling out Sharpies and fucking all kinds of shit. And my homie, you know what I'm saying? Like you met him, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say his name, but this motherfucker, like he put a corn dog up somebody's like
he raped someone.
Nah,
he sound like a little rapist to me, but
I mean, as far as I remember, there was no real penetration. It was more like the dude was passed out.
Between the cheeks.
Yeah, like he just like snuggled it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Like hold this for breakfast.
And don't get me wrong, when bro woke up, he was on demon mode.
Did bro wake up when they were spreading them cheeks?
No. The next morning. So he just woke up to this soggy corn dog, like in his booty cheeks and shit. But
I would be very infuriated.
Oh yeah, of course, bro. I'm kidding. Somebody getting neck broke. But yeah, he woke up mad as hell because I was trying to mac on his bitch, right? And so like I was trying.
Corn dog between his cheeks.
Yeah, like it was just so he thought it was me, and I was like, nah, that was.
Nigga, like I woke
that was
up
that nigga.
Down between my cheeks and try to get my girl. Same time.
But
soggy cheeks.
Yeah, like this dude Gooch, you know what I'm saying? Like so we had, you know, this gang of white kids that like, you know, we're in the military, like and just doing some flagrant shit, you know what I mean? So like this one day I had helped my homie like move some shit into like a storage or some shit like that, right? So we went. And when we came downstairs from the elevator, like the elevator opens up and fucking Gooch is just hanging there, pants down, cheeks spread, fucking brown eye just looking right at me. And I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like fucking, and then we almost got into a fight one day because we were going on the way to the strip club. We were drinking and shit. And this motherfucker like licked the side of my face. Like, and I was like, bro, you about to fight, like pull over. Like we bro, like I don't know if you swing that way, but like
super activity going on there.
You're crossing the boundaries, the friendship boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause at least for me, like I got friends that like I'll joke around and like act gay with, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like, you know what I'm saying? Just make just stupid jokes or whatever the fuck, or like I didn't even go there's people who, we have different comfort level. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know what I'm saying? We could joke around a certain way, right? But like, once you start crossing into like another territory, it's like, you trying to fuck me?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what's going on? Pause. Stop the music. Like, what's going on? Like,
stop it.
But, nah, though, shout out to all the gay people that made me, you know what I mean, feel uncomfortable. Like, made me realize that I did not want to be on that team. But shout out to the gay people that did make me feel uncomfortable. Like, cause y'all the real MVPs, yo. Like, I remember playing times, yeah, I mean, going out like I
get that thought where like, oh, this is how women feel when guys like indiscriminately hit on them. And they don't want nothing to do with them, but they just get like catcalled and shit like that. They're like, okay, that's how you feel, like a piece of fucking meat.
That's
somebody wants your ass and you don't want them at all.
Yo, honestly,
like, damn.
That's what made me realize like to treat women differently. like it was actually gay men, like straight up like.
Yep.
And like for example, right? Like I remember one time, and I've told this story to other people before, right? But I was at this job. I was selling, selling the vacuum. I think the Dyson vacuum or whatever the fuck it was.
Kirby.
Stupid expensive ass vacuum for no reason.
They could pick up a bowling ball. that was the selling point. Never have to replace it. We always replace it for you. Like,
there were some people that were really good at selling them shits. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like they had some
$2,500 fucking vacuums.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And they'd be like, oh, lifetime warranty. Like, it'll suck the fucking liver dry. It'll never break. All our parts are replaceable. All that good shit. Yeah. Kirby.
So like I remember like right.
Sponsored by Kirby.
I was working there, right? And this one like big like black guy asked me to hang out and smoke with him. And I was like, you know, sure, like I didn't
Innocence.
yeah, like I didn't really like feel like the vibes like he was gay or some shit. Like I thought he was just like, you know, he was just looking for somebody to smoke with. You know what I'm saying?
With me, just smoke a fat one real quick. Don't worry about it.
But now you know how like well, you don't know, but like at least like when you're a smoker, like when you like start working at new jobs and shit, and you start like kind of like clicking up, like you kind of click up with people that kind of smoke usually, and it kind of goes from there. So like I was like, oh, where you just go? Sure, let's go smoke or whatever. So we went to his place or whatever, and then like while we were smoking, he was like, oh, did you know that like I'm bisexual or whatever? And I was like, nah, I didn't know that at all.
I didn't know that.
I was like,
what do we have left?
I was like, or else I would not have been here. Like, when I put myself in this situation. But I'm like, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so
it would be funny if you were like, you suck dick, nigga, while you were holding the blood. Like,
how recently you
have all this mouth?
is there dick on the blood?
Is there dick on the blood right now? Do I need mouthwash right now?
But he was like, yo, like, what would you do if I offered you $4,000 if you just let me suck your dick? And I was just like, huh? I was like, $4,000? Like for some head? Like I was like, no, but like, are you serious? Like $4,000? Like,
think about it, bro.
cause like, mind you, like I'm working at fucking, so I'm fucking broke right now. Like I'm down in the dumps, like, and fucking, this nigga's offering me $4,000 to suck my dick. I was like,
Mac Pro for a good time.
like, bro, like, I was almost like, yo, pull it out. Let me see the $4,000. Like let me see it in cash, and like, and then I'll think about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I was just like,
I'm gonna need you to cash out your verification first.
but I was like, nah, let me just slide the fuck up out of here. Like, I was like, bro, you bugging?
You just trying to pay
because
your dick.
well, yeah, like the most hospitable ass gay nigga ever. But I was like, yo, like I just felt really weird. Like because now all of a sudden, like I'm in the room with this big black guy who wants to suck my dick. So I'm like, you're not gonna be satisfied if you give me $4,000 just sucking my dick, and that's just the end of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you know I'm gonna take the cheeks too.
So now I'm like, time to go home. You know what I mean? Like safe and warm in my bed by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
now that you got yours, I'm gonna get mine. I'm like, wait a minute, no. It was a part of the contract.
So yeah, no, I slid the fuck up out of there.
At his place?
Yeah, it was over at his place, like, cause like he had asked me for a ride, and then like we were just supposed to smoke. Like he's like, oh, I'll smoke you up or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I drop him off, and then like he just busted that out one on me. I'm like, oh wait, that just sounded gay, like,
Pause. Pause.
Yeah, but
he busted out that situation.
Yeah,
you know, not something.
But I ain't gonna lie, like, I mean, like I've put myself in some weird situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even gonna front. Like, I remember one time I was on Craigslist looking for like random jobs and shit that I could do because, like, mind you, like I'm a pothead at the time, so I don't want to go through the fucking the trouble of quitting weed to go past a urinalysis at some fucking place and fucking blah 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 blah. So like, I'm just like, oh, I'll just find some random shit on Craigslist because I was in college too. So I was like, I just needed a little something on the side. So like, fucking, I ended up finding like some random shit on like Craigslist, like an ad or something for like taking some pictures or some shit like that. It's like modeling or something like that. And I'm like, modeling? I'm like, bet. So I hit the dude up, and you know what I mean, like I responded, he's like, oh yeah, come on through. So then I show up, and it's like this older white guy, and fucking he was like, oh yeah, like I have this like website, blah 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 blah. I just post all these pictures and all that. I was like, oh yeah, what's the website? And then like he pulls up the his website, and it just looks like a gay website, like just gay shit, just dude on dude, and I'm just like.
Bareback breakers.
Brokeback Mountain. Like, fucking, I'm like, you did not tell me this when we were on the phone. Like, bro, like, you should have told me this one. Like,
You
now.
trying to get your ass real good. He was like, yep, we can't wait to get them cheeks. Oh, take it,
But-
baby.
What'd you do? You left?
No, I took the photos. I needed that money.
Thank you for the money.
How much you pay him?
It's like $250 or some shit like that. Like,
What were the
But-
pictures?
I'm not getting into it.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Was it like completely new?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you never
Damn,
told me.
son.
I never told you about that. Well-
Let it all out.
Yeah, no.
So funny.
But yeah, that was some shit. I never thought about it, you know what I mean, until just now. You
Let it
know,
out now. These things happen.
Pride Month and shit. And I was thinking about all the gay shit that happened in my life, all the gay trauma I got repressed.
Yeah.
But yeah. How about you?
I mean, I've definitely
Get this
been-
off me.
I've definitely been hit on by a gay guy or two in my lifetime. It's kind of strange and off-putting, but you know, most of them are genuinely like cool. They're not bad, but I've had like some weird, like customers say shit to other managers, and then they come and tell me, and it's the weirdest shit in the world that I heard like 2 months ago, and then I think I told Kayla that Bonnie told me that one of the customers said that I looked like a fucking statue, and I just. And some weird shit. And I was just like, okay. And then I was like, all right, whatever. And I thought it was like a girl. And then she was like, you know that was a man, right? That was a man that said he looked like a statue, like a sexy ass statue. And I was like, okay, but like, why the fuck when people say this to you? This is weird. So yeah, it was just uncomfortable. But nobody actually... I think one person a long time ago asked me to take pictures. They were going to pay me $500, but they were really weird. And I was like, nah, I'm good, man. Like, no, I'm good. I'm just going to work, like, do my regular work.
I don't know.
You didn't think Jose Road?
No.
I'm not. I got a rack of shit. Like, I can, like, if I want to get it in my bag right now, like, you got.
It's Pride Month. Let it out the bag. Why not?
So we're just gonna do a gay freestyle today.
I mean, we're freestyling. It's Pride Month. Pride
But,
Month. I told you.
I just would feel bad, like, using this moment, like, in Pride Month to just unbag my gay trauma.
I mean,
Like,
you don't have to unbag it all. Just tell us about give us a highlight. Doesn't have to be.
all right. So, for example, like
Should I put on like a gay color in the background?
some pink. I don't know.
Look, I'll put on some fuchsia for you. Is that showing up right? Yeah.
But
There you go. I'll get fuchsia on your ass.
let's go back to Burger King and
Oh, damn.
gonna have to edit that.
Somebody flipping some whoppers.
But when I was 15, right, I was working at Burger King, and there was this gay manager, and that was like the first time I was introduced to like a gay person, probably. Like I had never, you know what I mean? You see him on TV and shows and shit.
Jesus kept them away.
That's
Scared all the gays away. At 15 years.
No, like probably not like that, but like I know how I made it sound, like, but again, like I said.
The rainbows didn't shine in my life until the tender age of 15. Then all the moves and the butt gels, everything just started flooding in. That's when it was at Burger King where our faces were intertwined. The home of the Playboy Popper. And onion rings. So funny enough.
You done?
So how did you find out that said Waffle Master was fat gay?
He didn't hide it. Like he was fucking flamboyant as fuck. Like you know what I mean?
Claiming
Like
the
the wrist movement, the fucking
Where his hat like really.
yeah. Like he had like
"Oh,
makeup.
God."
Yeah, like he
Collar was popped.
Crispy burgers.
fucking, and mind you, like again, like so, like for me, like I didn't really see much of that stuff like as a child. Like and not that like I was completely like innocent or something like that, because I wasn't. But you know what I'm saying? Like my parents were so strict, they didn't really let us out the house like that. So like for me, like most of what I experienced at that age was through TV, through what I saw like through the news, what I saw through movies, and what I read through books at the time. So I was very ignorant of the world. So like when I got that job, that was my first time, like even like in school, right? Like I had one guy that we knew was gay as fuck, but like even he denied that shit. Like he was like, "Oh no, I just look like a bitch." Like,
Man, it's dangerous to be gay sometimes, man.
oh, of course. And he was like one of those dudes that like he just like he had like real feminine features, like from an early age, like super long lashes. So like it was just like it was like God almost set him up to fail. Like it was like, damn, bro, like niggas is going home. You know what I mean? But what you would call it, like when I got to that job, that was like the first real time. Like, you know, there were other high schoolers there, but that was like I started working now with adults. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember this one super racist white guy that like I mean would get canceled in a heartbeat nowadays, but like back then, like this dude would flagrantly racist and just got away with treating people like, especially minorities, like shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Glasses.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. And there, like for example, right, we had this GM who was she would hire like her daughter's boyfriend, like, and give him like that, like a high ass position, overpay. Like, so that was my first introduction to nepotism. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is like the first, like my world is starting.
My son-in-law, there's nothing you can do about it.
My worldview is starting to expand on things, right? So like, there is this gay manager, and essentially like. He was always like hitting on me and like all the dudes, right? And like for example, like he called me Rico, like Rico Suave or whatever the fuck. And I was just like, you know, whatever, nigga.
Like, come here, Rico, fix the ice cream machine.
Yeah, bro. Like, just like super fucking zesty, right? And like we had so for example, like right, we had this one of my homies. Let's call him Ant. He was kind of like he's straight but a little flamboyant, right? So like him and like and a guy would joke around, you know what I mean? Like, and they would like
talk about plantation.
Yeah, so like this dude oh shit, I keep almost saying his name. Fucking this guy, right? Like this manager one day ends up telling me this story about how he deflowered a little boy, like a 15-year-old boy or whatever. Fuck, mind you, I'm at around the same exact age. You know what I'm saying?
Just keep in mind, deflower, you mean you went to booty hole.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I was trying to dress it up, but
I mean,
like
he didn't dress it up. I mean, apparently he did. Just
no.
Yes,
But you know what I'm saying? Like he went into very graphic detail about like what he did to this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he was an adult at the time? I'm assuming.
Yes.
When it happened?
Yes.
Oh damn. So he raped somebody?
No, but it was consensual from what he made it seem like, but
I mean, depends on the state, nigga.
No, of course. He was very illegal in my state. You know what I'm saying?
He was also a minority. Or a minority, African.
Nah, because like in PA at the time, like it was like I think a 4-year rule. So it was like from 16, you could consent to 4 years above or something like that.
Okay, he was within range.
No, he was not within range at all.
Oh, so he raped this kid?
Yes, essentially, yes. Like, but from how he made it seem like it was consensual, but like the law is the law. You know what I'm saying?
You put your penis on a monkey, then you rape that. Doesn't matter.
But like it was very terrifying to hear that, because like it's like, you know, you put yourself in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like
spread them cheeks like peanut butter on bread. And he was just tender. He was just like, nigga, I'm tender. What the fuck? What you talking about? Me, nigga? I'll fight you in this goddamn Burger King. I'll murder somebody.
Bruh, like to give you just even a glimpse of like the kind of shit he was saying was like, he was talking about like that, like when he got to the point where he was about to like bust or whatever, like he started like pounding this motherfucker in or whatever, and he said like the kid started like crying or some shit, and he made him like bite a pillow, and like while tears come out this little kid's eyes as he's like, so like as I'm hearing this shit, I'm like, in my head I'm like, I can never hang around this nigga. Like I could never trust this motherfucker. I could never put myself in a situation where like he could even think he could try to do some shit like that with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing was like this dude, like he had inherited millions because his dad died, and he was like he inherited some money or some shit, right? But he didn't want to pay taxes on it, so he got a job at Burger King to essentially like kind of like write shit off or whatever the fuck to justify why he had what he had. So he had like an open house, like this like glass house or something, like with like different, like from what people he would tell me, I don't know because I've never been there, but it had, each room had like a different theme. So you would have like a dining area that was like fucking, you know, like a 60s, you know, steak and shake type, you know, like layout, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, you had like the jungle room or some shit like that, where it was like canopies and fucking weird shit or whatever the fuck. So I would hear about this place from him and from, you know, other people that hung out with him. So like there was this one guy and he ended up dying, rest in peace. But this motherfucker, when he got the job, right, he was a straight white guy. He would joke around with all the girls, always try to highlight, but like none of the girls really gave him no play. He was just like this like short white dude or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So like flirting with him and shit. Fuck it, I gotta edit that now. But he ended up flirting with this dude. And like at first the dude didn't take him serious, blah 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 blah. Then they ended up going to like a gay club together or some shit like that. And when I heard about that, I'm like, I knew it was a wrap. I'm like, it's
cheeks is over with.
Yeah. So like when he came back at first, like he tried to play it up and like I like, nah, nothing happened, blah 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 blah. But then like I kind of like telling like story. God damn it. That's the hard part about like recounting some shit. And then trying to like leave certain things out of it.
Just gotta change your name to something else.
But or fuck him because he raped a fucking kid. But
it is, yeah. Edit nothing, fucker. Happy Pride Month, bitch. Be proud of what you did, raper.
But yeah, like this guy, like at first he was trying to play it up, like, you know, like, nah, you know. And shit happened with like the dude would always like nah, when he was at the club, he was sucking on this dude's titties or some shit like that, or like he was dancing on some guy or something like that. So I'm like, he was like, nah, I was fucked up though. So like it's not the real me. I'm not really gay, you know, like that. Like I was just drunk and in this environment. So, you know, we kind of gave him like the benefit of the doubt or whatever the fuck, right? But then like the one day, I came out the freezer or some shit like that. And then like, when you come out the freezer, like the office is like right there, right? And the office door was open and like them two, they were like a little too flirty or whatever. And like the second that they see me, door shuts and shit. And I'm like, it's a wrap. This nigga's done. Like,
Going in deep.
Yeah, and like, but it ended up with him tragically overdosing and shit, and like all that other shit.
Do you think it's because of that?
Yes, definitely. But I mean, the guy was alright until he started getting his cheeks clapped. But you know what I mean? Like, I just think his life spiraled, like in a certain way.
To relapse.
Well, not just that, but I mean, like, I think like for example, like if what I was told was any indication of maybe what he experienced too, I mean, like that could have been very traumatic for him, or very, you know.
He's getting his back blown out at Burger King. Fucking pretty traumatic to me, nigga. Goddamn. Like, yeah, this was a part of the job description. I'm sniffing cocaine, get my cheeks blown out by my manager. It's not, I'm not gonna get any PTO time off of this one. Let the nigga dies. He definitely bit off more than he could chew. That's a big whopper. Something spray broil in that situation.
God damn,
Fresh
man.
off the grill.
Oh man.
With more meat than he was making. This nigga out here just going after him, you know, getting him too.
But
I wonder what happened to
I don't know. I ran into him.
Definitely clap the cheeks.
The last time I saw him was, I think, at like Andy's place one day. Where I was.
Andy, like.
Yeah. I don't know how they all knew each other, because I mean, small world, I guess. You know what I mean? But like, I had gone to Andy's and it was like a reunion for something. I don't know if it was.
Isn't his brother like?
Well, yeah, maybe. But he was there with his boyfriend at the time, or whatever the fuck. He recognized me too, and I was like, I seen it, and I was just like, can't trust you, nigga.
You left?
No, I didn't leave or nothing like that. But it's like one of those things, like, don't offer me no drink, don't, you know what I mean? Like,
Did he try to talk to you?
Nah. Like,
Maybe he was embarrassed or something.
I don't know, but, and I mean, like,
What's his last name? You can look on Facebook.
I don't know, I can't remember. But, yeah, I think like karma will eventually.
I'll look him up under Andy's Facebook. See if he's under there.
I think karma will, you know, eventually like. Yeah, I think that's
probably
just.
loses eyesight or something. I remember this gay dude that I had the first job I ever had was watching this gay dude's house because people were fucking with him. Now, mind you, he was like weird. Like, his house smelled weird. He used to collect furniture. It was like overgrown. And he was like this big sweaty white dude with like wife beater and like high-waisted shorts. But he was like real gay. Mm-hmm. And he was in the hood. So people would fuck with him all the time. But he'd pay me like $50 to $100 to watch his house for like 4 or 5 hours. So like, nigga, I live right here. Of course. You gotta watch your house. Nothing's gonna happen to it. I'll tell nobody to fuck with you. Like, it's cool. So, like, I was like, damn, just making money off
Found him.
Making money off this man. So that nobody fucks with his property. But, I mean, he was cool. He just smelled. He smelled weird, and the smell smelled weird. It smelled like somebody died in there. I think he probably killed somebody in there. He probably just had me watch his house. I don't know, but it smelled like death.
Yeah.
It smelled like he hadn't cleaned that bitch in forever.
Yeah.
He was like, hey, can you watch the house? I'll pay you $100. And it was just strange because I was like 15. So I'm like, this nigga offering money to me to watch his house, but I don't gotta do shit like except watch it, so fuck it. So he paid me the money, but it was just weird. After he paid me, he was just looking at me weird. So I was like, yeah, I ain't fuck with this kid nigga no more. So
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it for me, like there's been a couple instances, like even like
Cheek Clapper Express.
Even like when I was in the Navy.
Oh, he looked like he clapping some cheeks in that picture. Some weird.
But like.
Not when we knew him.
When I was in the Navy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you always hear stories about the Navy, like there's some gay shit.
The Navy,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
YMCA, you know what I mean? Like all that shit.
Killer boys.
But at least for me, like the Navy, like that was the period of my life where I was the most exposed to women of all kinds. You know what I mean? Like, but they would warn us, like, for example, like when we was on the boat, we were on this like civilian boat. It was like the USNS Supply or something like that. And mind you, we were like the small minority of people there, like the military. So like we were maybe like 40, no, like probably less. We were like a 30-man detachment on this like 500-man vessel, and everyone else is a civilian. So like, and people were like convicts and shit. Not all of them, but there is a large majority of them that were convicts and like people, murderers. They were just like, I don't know, like if the restrictions were a little bit looser because like they needed them for like maritime shit and all that, and because it's, I mean, they got paid well. Like these motherfuckers are getting paid like 70 grand like for 6 months being out there type shit. So like they were very well paid, but like there were some convicts amongst them, and they would tell us like, yo, be careful when y'all pulling a port with these motherfuckers. Like, don't get drunk, because some guys from our last detachment ended up getting raped at this one bar that we would go like every week. And they were like, yo, this motherfucker got too drunk. And one of them guys like took him to the back and raped him. And he's still here right now. Same motherfucker. Like, and I'm like, what you, I mean, so somebody got raped and the same dude is still here? Like, all, like, y'all got me, like, but then I knew shit was crazy when, like, for example, right, the guy who was the fucking guard was schizophrenic, bro. Like
you can't come there and now come on in. Like, what the fuck?
They literally kicked this dude off.
Kicked me out, let me at the same time. I'm confused.
Because he was shooting at the waters because he supposedly saw mer people.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's what you do. Fucking water, you see mer niggas. Die, mer nigga, die.
But like, this dude was.
The part that gets me is that this nigga continued watching over some shit after shooting at mer people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And not just that, but like,
you're not really.
We would
charged for that kind of shit.
We ran into him a couple times. So like, for example, like I'd see him like on my smoke breaks, right? So like I would go smoke in the hull of the ship or whatever the fuck, and like, bro, he would be talking by himself, like he would.
So I tried it. I swear to God, nigga, don't believe me. Aquaman's brother, nigga Tony.
Bro, like,
this nigga's protecting our lives right now. This crazy ass.
And not just that, but he's the dude that I gotta ask permission to cross to leave. That's so crazy. Now
all you gotta do is bring seashells. They left ammo before. It's like another relic. You can leave now.
I was just like, yo, this is a wild situation. I was like, you got me on this boat with motherfucking rapists and fucking schizophrenic security guards. Like, I was like, y'all got me fucked up. I was like,
in the Navy.
But it was the best deployment ever because we stopped so often. We made like we pulled into Dubai we pulled into Spain and pulled into fucking, you know what I mean, like some really dope spots. But
I'm on a boat, nigga. I'm on a boat. That's how I think it was. I don't know how you get used to that rocking.
I don't know. You just do.
Yeah, I'm assuming. It's fuck.
But is it like that in a big ship like that? You feel the rocking?
It depends on the day. Like for example, like there's been times.
Most days it feels like normal.
Most days it feels like normal, but like when it gets rough out there, like I remember like sometimes like I've been on the carriers, so like the carriers are the biggest ones that we have, and like you'd be walking. We had to do this thing called forward walk down, where you had to walk down the flight line and pick up trash, anything that would like fuck up the jets or whatever the fuck. And as you're walking, like the ship would like rock, and you'd feel like yourself like kind of like sliding down, and then it would just kind of like even out again, and it would just whoop, whoop, and then you just like try to walk in it, and it was just a constant like And that shit was scary, like, because I really thought that I was about to just like slide the fuck down and just like fly off the side of the boat. And my ass couldn't really swim either, so I'm like, these mer niggas is gonna get me.
They don't kick you off,
Huh?
Like they don't kick you off the main deck when it gets too rocky. They like put you down below.
No.
They just let you free roam.
No, we had to do it as part of like the
Training.
As well, it was every morning before you release the jets. Like you had to do FOD walk down, and you just had to walk down the hanger line and fucking pick that shit up. And it didn't matter what the conditions were out there. Like you just had to do it. Like,
but the bird people, you motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. I see the niggas faulting us. I'm telling you.
But anyways, yeah, nah. So I mean, I think that's enough gay trauma for today's episode. Fucking and shout out to the gay people that don't cause trauma. Like those are the real, because y'all like y'all should be like how gay people are defined by. You know what I'm saying? Like
not the extreme.
Yeah, like
the shit. You know.
The normals. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like, for example, like gay people get a bad rep, and almost the same ways like Christians do. Almost because the representatives of the people that like are the ones that you see online. Like, so for example, right, you'll see like a fucking a trans activist that will be on social media, and they'll be like, we must allow trans kids to have the right to be trans and teach them sexual education and blah 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 blah. We're not grooming them. This isn't groomish behavior. But then, like, they'll get arrested and get caught with child porn, and you'll be like, I mean, this is like you just make it look bad because the conservatives are always gonna be like Ron DeSantis. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, nah, we need to do this, this, and this, and this. We need to ban all these things. But they'll go to the extremes because of those motherfuckers. But it's really the normals that really like, suffer the worst because of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But to be fair, in the comparison of gays versus Christians are way more shit than white hurt people. Mm-hmm. Started like they literally killed entire civilizations for millennia, converted people that had no fucking clue who Jesus Christ was into firm believers throughout the entirety of the globe.
And that you're absolutely right.
Colombia, Spain, Mexico, fucking Egypt, Africa, everywhere.
Like for example, like white people were Christians, but were slave owners.
But no,
you know what I'm saying?
But original white people were just like European like people that were here, and everybody was trying to get their religious shit together. But the religious shit came in.
Oh yeah, of course, like the conquistadors in Spain when they went to.
They got it from the motherfucking Christians that said, "You're gonna love this church, or you don't fucking die this."
But what I'm saying is the pilgrims. For example, right, the pilgrims when they left England. They left England because of religious persecution. They wanted to practice their own religion. They came here to the U.S. and then what did they do? They killed the natives who believed in some other shit.
The pilgrims didn't kill the
pilgrims didn't slaughter the natives.
No. Columbus did.
I'm talking about post-Columbus when fucking
they were gone already. Columbus,
Pocahontas and all that shit. Like
that was a detachment from Christopher Columbus. That wasn't like directly. That was like the niggas that just first got here. So when I think of like pilgrim, I think of the people that were here after all of the Thanksgiving shit. Not necessarily the people that made the pilgrimage are the pilgrims, if you will. But Christopher Columbus made the pilgrimage with all of his pilgrims.
I mean,
he killed all those people, raped all those people, took all that food, took all the land, all that shit, and then he was gone. But after those people were gone, they say they practiced, that religion, of course, but then they broke off into something different. But that sect of people came from England, and they wanted to be part of this shit, and that's what it was like. Kind of like the, homogeneously got together and said, hey, we want to believe whatever the fuck we want to believe. Like, we're going to do that. But
the reason I say that is as an example of people who claim to be Christians but clearly were not. You know what I'm saying? Like even like the Catholic Church.
They were the Christian at the time.
But what I'm saying is that though, like the very practice of Christian, at least to me, the practice of Christianity, it stems from the two principles that Christ gives us to follow, which was love thy God above all and to love thy neighbor like you love thyself.
Yeah.
So those were the two rules, founding rules that he gave us. So if you go to another country and you pillage and slaughter and rape the natives, you've already desecrated that second rule.
I mean, but
you can't preach and say God.
It came with both. You can't deny it.
But what I'm saying is like this. No, I know it happened, but the same way that white people were slave owners and were Christians and were quoting off Bible verses while they whipped black people. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's why I get that there's black people nowadays that want nothing to do with Christianity because it was brought on to, like, they're saying, like, how the fuck can you preach about that shit when look what y'all did to us historically and y'all were Christians? You know what I'm saying?
Like the religion from the onset has brought upon with it multiple facets of different things that would hurt people, like and go against what the core of what they are, but that's just hypocritical people. I feel like the core principles of it are good and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think there's something wrong with the people that brought it. Like they have the same thing in Muslim religion. It's the same way. Like, okay, you have one side where it's telling you not to do all this bad shit that we're doing, and the other side where they're like, you can use it to justify it. So you can go through the Bible and you can either use it to justify good things, or you can use it to justify bad things and say that, hey, look, you know, if you don't believe in God, like how I believe in Him, that I can do all these things to you, and it won't matter because, like, you're not His child anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm His child. I was chosen to do this because God chose me. Like, people use God for a lot of shit, and people in Christianity and Catholicism use God to murder countless fucking people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And not just that, but you know, Christians and Catholicism.
It continues.
It's still not only does it still
okay, you know, we don't want no illegal immigrants here now. All they gotta fucking leave, and they want to vote for this guy because they're protecting his right. But they're just hiding racist shit to do to people and blaming it on, oh, they're not our people. So fucking.
But not only do they can still continue, but they've laid out the blueprint for the cult leaders that followed. So like the motherfucker that poisoned the Kool-Aid and said that spaceships were coming in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like the Waco motherfuckers. Jared Leto. You know what I'm saying? He got his own little cult. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking these people are charismatic figures who, you know what I'm saying, they saw what worked for, you know, these Christian leaders and these Catholic people like the popes and all that stuff. And they took those qualities and used it for their own personal gain. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, there to some degree, you know, that's why I say, like, Christians have bad customer service reps. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some really good Christians out there who really mean to do well, but there are also some rich people who claim to be Christians and do the exact opposite of what Christ tells them to do. So, and then the fact is that minority will be what the people see as the majority. You know, and you know, I think, you know, it's not like that. You know what I mean? But to get off, you know, religion and stuff like that, it's just something that you always have to watch out for with people. Power corrupts absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more power you have, you know what I mean, the more susceptible you are to abuse it and misuse it. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes people mean well. You can, people, you know what I mean, like the saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You know what I'm saying? Some people can absolutely start to mean well and end up doing some very fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you always have to be careful, you know, especially when as one navigates through this world. I mean, like, the responsibilities that come with power. Like, for example, like if we were to blow up, like, right, and we had, you know, success and fans and all that stuff, that comes with responsibilities. Because
wild, crazy shit, or, you know,
not just that, but like, just imagine like the DMs that you're gonna get from women, you know what I mean? Like, or dudes. Fucking, yeah. Like, and I mean, like.
Watch out for the rapers.
Not just that, but I mean, like, it can be high for someone who's never had that before. You never, been put in a situation like that. That shit could get really to your head. Like, I've had it happen to me. Like, and shit, even now, but I mean, like, before at like this other job where, like, I was in a situation where I was talking to so many women at one point where it was like, it gave me this rush where it was like, it felt like validation. Like I was that nigga. Like, and I would come to work every day.
82 bitches on speed.
Bruh, it's just like, it's crazy when you walk into work and you feel like you that nigga. Like you feel like there's just like you're that dude and nobody could stop you. You know what I'm saying? Like, now me, like, I still have traces of that, but like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I try to be more humble now, and I try to like just be like, hey, yo, I'm just here to do a job, even if I end up being the best and the most liked. But it's not my intention. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what comes with everything else. You know what I mean? Like, in the gifts and shit. But speaking of gifts that keep giving, New York is about to collapse, supposedly. You know what I mean? Due to the weight of all the buildings and shit.
All the LGBT community are waiting for us just wearing NYC down.
The weight of the rainbows.
The weight of the rainbows, the chainmail, all the fluffy shit. Let's hear from the crowd, see what they're saying.
So you telling me all these fat ass fucking girls y'all decided to put on these streets is making the fucking city sink. The city is going down. Not, they didn't even want to say the fucking water rising. They talking about the city is going down. So what I'm hearing is we gotta get rid of first the Trump Tower, get that fat ass building the fuck up out of there. Then all them other bullshit ass skyscrapers, you wanna fucking have people working in, taking elevators for a fucking hour to get to the top just to sit at a fucking desk. Remove them bitches. I'm not trying to come home to my fucking crib underwater, bitch. I'm not trying to get off the fucking plane right into fucking swimming. What the fuck you think this is? I'm not jacking it. I ain't gonna lie. Start removing these buildings, yo. There's no point in all the motherfuckers there. Fuck is you talking about? Y'all blowing my shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll work now. So many fucking people living in one spot, and it's constructed of, I think, limestone, if I'm not mistaken. It's gonna keep sinking.
Yeah, it's gonna keep sinking. It's too late, and like I imagine like that shit is like gradual pressure that is just like over time just continuing to push down and push down and push down.
Island. You overweight the island, they'll probably go down.
And with mankind, like greed, capitalism, and like New York is like where like business was booming, Wall Street, all those things, like buildings getting built up, new skyscrapers, bam, 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 traffic every day, fucking trains running through that bitch, like shit. That's not natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like when you have like a situation like that, like I don't know if you ever you guys probably never heard of this, right? But there was this mushroom experiment that the Japanese did, right? So the Japanese ended up realizing that there was this fungus, this mushroom fungus, that was highly intelligent, and right, it was peeping like the way their subways was structured, right? The way the subway lines was configured, right? So what they essentially did was they got this fungi to go inside this like kind of like a module, like a model for the train system, and it redesigned their train system to be more efficient. And they turned around and they built it exactly the way the mushroom recommended it to, and it fucking worked. Because this shit just like, it was just so fucking vastly intelligent, which I mean blows my fucking mind, right? But with shit like,
they're fun guys. So.
Yeah, but in shit like New York, there's none of that. It's just greed and the expanse of you know what I mean, the industrialization
It reminds
and
me of Miami with the same shit. The collapsing buildings, like, he just got too greedy. They didn't, like, check out of the math to say, make sure the math was mathing. You know, shit starts collapsing. They're like, fuck it.
well, not just that, but like, and New York's also like the mecca of like, probably before LA, where people were chasing dreams, like where
Definitely before LA, because New York was
more accessible probably
no, it
than
was there
like.
before LA. Like, they had to take over the West. The gold rush and all that shit, chasing all the Indians out, like that came after they established themselves in New York. So it moved from the east to the west. I mean, New York was first. Still a global market of the world. Like, people consider it the global capital of the world. That's what they consider New York.
Like I love New York, but I hate, like, I could never live there because like it feels it's just too cramped. Like, and it's like you know it's too cramped when niggas can't park. Like,
no one lives there that has any like regular ass job. Like, you can't. No one lives there. Let's dispel that. You do not live there. That's you're passing by there on your way to your broke ass apartment in Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, Bronx. Your only time you gotta deal is if you go to work. Then you'll have to deal with because you know. But you don't have to. You have to live there, and you're not. You have your own places where you're not on top of each other, but like you usually deal with that congestion of people when you're in the city because it's like everybody that doesn't live there is visiting there, and it's like going to Universal Studios when it's like prime time or whatever. But during the regular time, like niggas aren't there like that. It's just.
well, I mean, maybe I only knew broke motherfuckers from New York then, cause like they lived there, and it was like parking out there was a bitch. Like, especially like in like fucking Manhattan, like.
Well, that's what I mean. If you live out there, then you doing pretty well for yourself because it's expensive as fuck to live out there. That's my thing. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I did.
$2,000. Fuck that. Like in Manhattan, you were paying like double. Like there.
Well, I mean, that's why there's so many scammers out there. Like fucking people.
You better
like
live in a box, nigga. You live in a room this big, nigga. Kitchen, bedroom, all that, nigga. You paying $800 or $1,000, you know, a month.
But I mean, it's just crazy to me. I mean, to just think that New York would one day maybe just collapse from underneath itself, like that would, you know how like catastrophic of an event that would that'd be like some 2012 shit or fucking, you know what I mean? Like
that people live there, so it'd be horrible.
Excuse me, but
speaking of atrocities, Frontier Airlines admitted it paid gate agents bonuses for flagging oversized bags. Are you surprised?
After flying with Frontier, no. That was a fucking
They said your bag goes in the bin.
I was gonna ask you, didn't you have to end up paying?
No.
Because of your shit? Or did we end up
We
getting
shoved that shit in there. What you mean?
Well, no, because I remember we had to take some shit out or something to get it
When we first got there, we put it in the bin. We had to take your remote controllers out.
Because we just couldn't get it to fit in the fucking thing, and it was just by like a smidge. Like the shit was just like they were not playing. And I remember when we got to the
even when we were flying black, that we were mad late. The plane was mad late. They were still making us put our luggage in the bin. I'm like, are y'all fucking?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember when we were boarding the plane, there were people the employees were stopping people and charging them like
after y'all made us wait.
Like
5-hour wait.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bitch? We already got screened to get here. Like, why are we having now to? And it's just like, why do you care so much? Like but of course now, when if they're getting paid to flag people's shit and fucking, you know what I mean, like make, you know, Frontier some extra money, that makes total fucking sense why you would have some assholes do some shit like that to us. So fuck Frontier, because that was the first time we ever flew with them, and I remember that was like the worst flight experience I ever had in my fucking life. Like I remember I tweeted about it. I was like, you know, it's bad when I start tweeting about it. Because I'm not a tweeter, but like, yeah, we even potted about it. Like,
fuck you, Annie. I ain't forget you, Uncle. So I gotta say about that.
But
yeah, I remember that bitch.
It just kind of reminds me of like cops and quotas and shit. Like how like they just like you don't have to do that, man. Like y'all. I don't know. Like
So you telling me that if you got paid some sort of bonus for flags people, yeah, you wouldn't do it?
Of course I would fucking do it. But that's not the point. Is the point
that's exactly the point.
The point is that you shouldn't. That should not like.
Should not be the case.
Yeah, you should.
Fear should not give them that.
You should not commodity. Make traveling like a commodity like that, where you're just like, for example, like the bags that we were trying to get through were shit like backpacks. It's not like motherfuckers was trying to get like some OD, but stuff.
I think
like
when it comes to them, it's because they have to fit under the seat. So like if I'm getting a book bag, like Mateo over there, and just in every single pocket putting something to where that book bag is bulging, and it has to go down there because everybody else paid for the top cabin, so you can't put anything there. So I think that's where their thing. Now I feel like they're being a little excessive with the price because like you're not. It's not fair that I'd have to pay a carry-on or a check bag's price, but like you gotta be.
No, I just think they be bugging. I mean, I know like, for example, these last couple years, like airlines have been looking for like little places they can try to get more money. You know what I mean? Like I remember back in the days when you would fly, you could check in 2 bags like to put it in the overhead, and that was free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and you get a meal.
Now, now they try to charge you for even like one bag.
Drink, a cup of ice. Because I remember one time I flew with grandma somewhere. I think it was PR probably, and she needed to take her medication, and she asked for a cup of ice, and they said they were going to charge her for a cup of ice. I had to sit there and fight with the stewardess that grandma had to take medication. She needed a cup of ice. That bitch was like, yeah, you're going to have to pay a soda price. So they charge you for the air you breathe.
I mean...
And you're cramped in these little ass seats where you have no type of leg room.
Paying for an Airbus. It's a bus.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, I know. And
crazy.
Before, like, I used to be like, maybe, not even before, because even just like last week, like, I was talking shit about, like, how fat people should pay more, like, because if they're taking up extra space, you know what I'm saying, like, and they don't fit in then you gotta pay more, you know what I mean? But, like, at the same time, like, if I can't even fit a fucking book bag down on the ground because y'all made this shit so fucking small and shit, then maybe fat people got a point, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We need a little bit more room is all I'm saying. Like, especially if y'all gonna charge us for every goddamn bag, every $8 for
No, they let you pass a personal item bag.
But not a check.
No, not a check. But most airlines, the only airline that I know that is Southwest, where they let you check in 2 bags. But most airlines, Spirit, Allegiant, all these airlines that are cheap as fuck. Yeah, exactly.
Southwest lets you ride, but you gotta pay for it. You're paying more for a Southwest than you are for
but it's better. You get to pick your
perks,
seats. So. You don't have to pay for your seats.
Well, no one picks their seats at Southwest. It's a free for all.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to pay for
boarding
that.
priority.
No. So where right now, if when we went with Frontier, I had to pick specific seats, so we all sat together. And in the front, like if it had not been like that, even like when I was gonna fly with Isaiah when he was younger, I didn't want to pay for the seats, and I called and I wanted to make sure he'd be seated with me. They're like, no, if you didn't pay for your seat, they will sit him. I'm like, I think he was like 3 years old at the time. Like, you're gonna sit a 3-year-old completely by himself because I don't want to pay for his seat. I already paid for my seat. Like, I paid for my seat. I just need him to be seated next to me. No, you gotta pay for your seat. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's the tickets are mad cheap, so they're just trying to make that buck wherever else they can.
Anywhere they can.
That's crazy. So fuck you, like you said, fuck you, Frontier.
Yeah, fuck Frontier, yo. Because I'm never gonna fly with them again.
I mean, the price is
No,
the price
no,
is
no,
right.
no.
The price is right.
The price will never be right enough for me to ever fly Frontier again.
You say that now.
No, I dead ass mean that shit.
You say that now, but if an emergency happens where you have to travel to PA or something and no one else has cheap tickets,
then I'm not going. Fuck Frontier.
Emergency?
I'll drive. Fucking, I'll figure some shit out. But that shit was like, I felt like a fucking peasant flying with Frontier. Like that was like the first time I really felt like a fucking peasant. Like I for the most part of my life felt like a normal middle class American. But like when I was doing that shit with Frontier, just like how they treated us for that 5-hour wait, like fucking just all that whole bullshit. I was like, oh, y'all really treating us like.
Before. That's the first time I've ever had an issue with them.
Well, that's the only time I'm ever gonna have an issue with them because I'm never gonna fly. I'll never fly Frontier again. Fuck y'all. Eat a dick. Eat a dick.
Speaking of something we're tired of hearing about, fucking kid gets killed shoplifting, shot by a store owner over allegedly stealing some bottles of water.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to
Yeah.
AFC for the report.
Tonight, a South Carolina convenience store owner is facing a murder charge for allegedly shooting a 14-year-old boy accused of shoplifting. The boy was shot in the back as he ran away. Police did find a gun near the teen. And what we've learned tonight about that store owner before. Here's ABC's Steve Oskensami now.
This 14-year-old boy is dead, and tonight this gas station owner is accused of murdering him after police say he suspected the teenager was trying to steal from his store.
It looks like he might be a juvenile. Okay, copy that, dude.
58-year-old Rick Chow owns the Shell gas station in Columbia, South Carolina, that's now covered in graffiti from protesters. On Sunday, investigators say that 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton was at a cooler holding 4 bottles of water that police say he put right back down when the store owner accused him of stealing.
This location has had lots of incidents in the past, shoplifting incidents. He did not shoplift anything. We have no evidence that he stole anything whatsoever.
A struggle in the store spilled out into the street, and as the teenager ran away, police say the store owner shot the child in the back. People are outraged near and far. Even the county coroner says she's heartbroken.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I have a son who is that age.
Police underline that they did find a gun near the boy's body and that it belonged to the teenager. There's a stand your ground law in South Carolina, but authorities say it doesn't help the store owner in this case because the teenager was killed as he was running away. Investigators say that this same store owner has shot bullets at people in his store before. In one case where no one was hit, a second case the police ruled was self-defense, and then this one where he's charged with murder when police say the child had a gun. David.
Steve Oskensami tonight. Thank you, Steve.
Well, what the fuck does it matter if he had a gun if he shot him in the back? Like,
yeah. Now, I know we joked about this before. I remember that episode where I said everybody was kung fu fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we've all experienced that angry Chinese store owner. At least me, I have.
Yeah.
Like, they could say it's a stereotype. I'm a nigga being racist, but like, I have seen it with my own eyes. Right now, in this case, right, like, they kind of almost put some justification behind it. They're like, oh, there's been previous instances of shoplifting and blah, 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 all this other stuff, right? But the fact remains that this kid was supposedly seen holding water, putting the water back, and then this argument breaks out that results, he's armed. He had a gun, but he didn't reach for it. He wasn't trying to cause a fucking altercation. He was trying to leave this altercation, and you shot him in the back over some fucking water bottles that you thought he was taking, but it wasn't. Like,
water bottles is generally not that expensive, my guy. Like, it's not worth killing somebody for, shooting somebody in the back for.
Even if, like, you've had some previous incidents where that stuff's been taken, my nigga, you gotta take them losses. You decide to open up shop here, fucking in this neighborhood. Like, call it street tax, but fucking some motherfuckers is gonna steal, and you can't shoot kids in the back over water bottles because some motherfuckers stole. Like, it's just, the math ain't mathin'. You know what I mean? Like, because it all really reminds me of like that Trayvon Martin case. You know what I'm saying? Like this, this kid just fucking minding his business, Skittles in hand, sweet tea in the other, Arizona tea in the other, trying to get fucking home. And here comes some dude fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? Some grown ass man fucking who ain't got shit better to do but think he's a suspect doing something that he wasn't supposed to. Fucking with him and then ending up in a situation where he takes his life and is like, oh no, this is justified. Like he was hurting me. He was fighting back. Well, no shit. You followed him. You stalked him. You provoked the situation. And then when he fights back, then you fucking shoot him and say it's self-defense. Like, nah, you don't get to do that. That's why I was so pissed that Zimmerman got off. But, you know what I mean?
They fucked up and charged him wrong. That was the issue. Remember, they went for like the bigger charge, and they like had not enough proof to like land. They should have went like the lesser charge, and then he would have got it if they just went for, I think, manslaughter. But they went for like premeditated murder. But they would have got manslaughter because like he definitely did manslaughter. No matter, you can't prove that he didn't do it. But well,
the dispatcher, 911 dispatcher, told him not, and he still went, rogue.
But it's hard to say he premeditated. He would have to know the kid. He'd have to have done this before. There's a lot more that you have to prove because the level of proof was like up here, and they were like right here. It was like right here, so they could have went for the lesser charge and they would have got that nigga, but they went for the bigger charge because of pressure and social media. They're like, oh, do you have to? But like, if it was me and I was like, that was my kid, I would have been like, get him for whatever the fuck you can. You know what I'm saying? But he has to suffer for this. He can't just get off. Yeah. Like, don't go for some grandiose shit. You know you can't prove. I would have been pissed if I found out about the charge. Are you charged with what? Can you prove that? Is there proof of that? What the fuck are y'all doing? This is my kid.
No.
So, this dude shot up in the back, so he shouldn't be a big
and
in the back.
This may not come across the best way, right? And this is something I think is applicable to a lot of people, not just, I don't think it's a race specific thing, right? But I think that especially like if we live in like certain neighborhoods, you kind of have to raise your kids and train them for certain shit to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, or also, like, we have to raise these kids to not do dumb shit so that they don't get profiled. You know what I mean? Like, for example, right? Like, the other day, I was watching a video of this little 13-year-old black kid, right? He was on a bike, and he takes his shoe off, and he starts pounding on this, like, Asian store's windows. And the Asian dude gets out, he's trying to stop him. The kid runs off, comes back, starts pounding on the glass again. And it results in an altercation with this fucking store owner. Dude, like, chucks something at him. And in my head, I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in that situation. Like, what would I do if I'm that store owner? If because you don't want to call the cops because, the cops might accidentally kill this kid, take a super aggressive approach. But at the same time, you're not going to tolerate disrespect and like some kid feeling like they can just come up to your fucking place of business and just shit on it. You know what I mean? So like, how do you, respond? And it's a hard line because, I think that like a lot of these situations, while easily preventable, I think also like they're very reactionary. So like, sometimes things just happen and in the heat of that moment, those split seconds, you're left with, those options and people just sometimes go with the easy option, which is to kill, or, sometimes do some fucked up things.
You shoot somebody in the back, you should go to jail.
Yeah, definitely, because isn't it like against the law to shoot people that are fleeing, even if they're like, even if they're burglars, like even if they're like,
if you can't claim self-defense and shoot somebody in the back, it doesn't work that way.
But rest in peace to the victim. Condolences to the parents of the kid.
Yeah, but I do feel bad because like you can't train a kid not to be black.
No, you definitely can.
Like there's no Trayvon got shot and he was carrying Skittles in Arizona. Like you can't.
But what I meant was like, for example, like the kids that are rambunctious be wilding out.
I think that the store owner, instead of fucking potentially harming somebody, you need to press the kid, and then if the kid won't be respectful, go press his parents, and then if the parents won't be respectful, then call the cops. Like do what you gotta do. But like the kind of escalation where you would like stop. It's not. If anything, you saw the store of that nigga's store after he got arrested.
Yeah.
That shit was destroyed. Shot there anyway because you done killed this kid. So like, I think you should think twice before you shoot somebody. But if you're that scared to run a business, like I was saying about the cop, you shouldn't be a cop. Like if you're that scared to run that business in that area, you should probably hire somebody else. Because like, I don't. Face will do better than you. Because like, if you're worried about everybody that walks in your door. Because it's that bad of an area, you're gonna end up killing somebody. You're gonna grab the wrong person. Oh, I thought you were, and you're gonna harm somebody because you're too scared to be in that environment. Kind of like that dude with the merman. You were saying like he see a mer. What if he shot one of y'all niggas?
No, yeah, definitely.
Like, oh shit, I thought it was a mer person. Like
the thing is like
you
that.
Be in that situation.
Like I don't want to overreach and say, okay, well, this business owner doesn't have the right to protect his own business because let's say in a legit.
I'm saying that in these situations, there's been nothing warranting him taking someone's life. So I'm saying.
Well, one of them was self-defense. That they said one of the previous ones. One of the first incidents, no one got harmed.
There's nothing in that store that has more value than a human being. And if you
definitely not.
You got to go to war with the community just to keep the business. It's probably better to close the business than to kill somebody. Because like a normal human being, you take someone's life over whatever they stole in your store. Nothing's in that store worth the value of taking someone's child from them, their mother or their father.
No, definitely.
Maybe that person's.
And I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm definitely not trying to say that. But what I'm saying is like though, we do see the other end of it.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I respectfully see the business side, but my shit is like I wouldn't keep a business open that I have to tote a gun around to prevent people from stealing candy bars. Like it's not. It doesn't make sense to me. Like I don't make I get maybe you're like, hey, look, this business makes money, but like at the end of the day, like clearly not if you're worried about people stealing candy bars. You know what I'm saying? Like I have two mindsets. Okay, this business makes money, and I want to keep it open, but I want to protect it, right? So I need to take drastic measures, whatever that may be. Lock the door, have alarm systems, whatever. So I'm gonna keep it open, but I'm gonna keep it secure. But I need people to shop, so I'm not gonna fucking hurt people that come in. I'm gonna just make it real difficult for them to buy shit. Or the other end of the spectrum, I'm so worried about somebody stealing, I'm not making any money. I'm fucking, trigger happy. I'm going ham. I see this thing speaking in the back. I'm like, no, put that shit down. So it's like, for me, either extreme, you introducing a weapon into it is not gonna help. From a business standpoint, I'm better off selling this bitch because I'm gonna end up killing one of these motherfuckers because I am getting shit stolen from me. All the time. And
I mean, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a tough line to walk because you like again when you're in an area where again several instances have happened to him. So there is like for example, right? You don't know that, and like for example, these incidents, the people that robbed them might have been armed or not. You know what I'm saying? So like. If I know there's a possibility somebody's an armed gunman could come in and rob me any day, I might keep a gun on me. You know what I'm saying?
There's nothing wrong with gun. It's the responsible gun ownership that's the issue. If you're
the problem is like in this case, like 0 to 100. When this kid has,
if the kid is walking away and all he was accused of was taking water, and you shoot the kid in the back, you shoot my kid in the back, I will kill you.
Oh yeah, and
they went from I'm nervous about some shit. They clearly didn't have video of the kid robbing anybody because that would have been on the fucking news anyway. Like this kid thug gets shot in the back, like it would be different. But like if the kid's walking away and you shoot the kid in the back because you're so nervous about the name, maybe you shouldn't be running a business. You just shouldn't, because half the people are gonna look like that kid that live in that neighborhood. I'm assuming, so you're gonna shoot some other kids. So like that's my thing. Like if you got to the point where you've been harassed so much that you're like, man, I'm worried about anybody coming here. They gonna take these water bottles. They need to die. Like that's what I don't think people get. It's not that a person wouldn't do that under undue stress. You shouldn't have the power to take over someone's life because you're stressed out. Because you're putting yourself in a position where you could potentially harm someone, knowing that it's that dangerous. You went from I'm protecting myself to I'm gonna kill anybody that try to take my shit, and that's a different transitional. You know what I'm saying? Because
so then what I'm for
like,
example,
hey, look, you know, I'm taking all your shit, and then those group of people that were doing rambunctious shit got shot. It would be a whole. But if you come in and you're grabbing water bottles because you're just grabbing a bunch of them, maybe you got boys want to give water to them, they're like, put that shit back, you're stealing. Then I put it back and I walk out and I say I had a piece on me, a gun on me, and you shoot me in the back. Like, how far does self-defense go?
No, I mean, and again, for this guy, this isn't a clear cut. This is a clear cut. You know what I mean? Like this is murder. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no self-defense in this, right? But like I'm trying to broaden the topic, right? Like if we look at like again, like I said, we've seen the other side of it, right? You know, I've lived in the hood. I've seen the corner store with the Asians junk get robbed plenty of times, right? Like I've heard of people getting killed outside these motherfuckers. I remember when they killed this Indian dude outside this gas station that I went to all the time. Like they killed one of the clerks. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen those things. So then, what would be the alternative to not have any, corner stores in the hood? Because there's always going to be a possibility of an altercation. You know what I'm saying? Like
for me, it wouldn't be advantageous to open a business somewhere where I would think I would have to. Like think of it.
New York wouldn't have any corner stores because
thank you. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But that's what I'm.
But I'm just. A lot of the corner stores. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just saying that if you have to kill your customers, is it really worth opening a business? You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? So, for instance, have you seen a Chick-fil-A in the hood? No. Why? Because they don't put them there.
Okay, but like corner stores.
Well, why does Chick-fil-A have security, guns, any of that?
But corner stores are infamous for being.
But that's my thing. If you're
community,
you get what I'm saying. But those same places aren't shooting their customers.
No, and I agree.
And they're in the hood. They're in New York. They've been there for decades. They're not killing their customers.
I agree in the sense that like this.
But they have guns though.
This was in the extreme side of what could have happened. But like I also agree with Jose in the fact that I feel like
I don't disagree. What I'm saying is that those same businesses in New York are the only ones that are allowed to legally have firearms, right? But they're not killing their customers.
Exactly, but I feel, but they have the right to,
They have the right to defend themselves, which I'm not taking away from anybody. But I'm saying if you were one of those business owners and you were so nervous that you would literally kill a shopping customer, you probably shouldn't have that business anymore. It just wouldn't be intelligent, because one day you're gonna think like this.
But I feel like trauma. Like
I was thinking that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like PTSD.
But it's like usually people that have PTSD don't say, "Hey, I have PTSD." Like they're unaware. So it would only take like the smidgest thing to trigger that.
Like
it'd be too late.
But that's what I'm saying. If you're under so much duress,
that's what I'm saying though. Like
that you are literally about to shoot someone in the back. Hear me out. I'm not talking about a trigger from a previously stressed out situation. Get what I'm saying, right? PTSD is triggered by someone's action from previous action that you felt stressful, right? So if you're at a store and your stress is triggered by someone grabbing product off the shelf, you probably shouldn't have a fucking gun with you.
But like
to kill someone
I feel like PTSD is not, like I said, not one of those things that you have it.
But you can't use that as an excuse. Everybody has post-traumatic stress disorder from something they experienced in their childhood or whatever the case may be. So you can't put that uniform on everything and say, well, he has PTSD. I have PTSD about being in enclosed spaces. I can't just swing on people because I'm in enclosed spaces. You know what I'm saying? I can't initially trigger my whatever that I had and then say, well...
But that's not how triggers work. You don't trigger. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, in this instance, he's literally re-triggering himself. If I'm triggered by being in a business in a neighborhood that's bad, I know the business is like my only business. For instance, say this is the worst case scenario, because I'm thinking this Chow dude had like invested his life savings into whatever. If he's so worried about going to work that he could shoot someone in the back that's not even stealing from him, he probably should get out of the business. Much like if you were a goddamn security agency and you've been through so much shit, like say you would work for an armored truck or whatever, and you got robbed all these times, like at some point it becomes too much to manage or mitigate. You're gonna hurt somebody by accident because of your own shit. So, like, do we feel bad for that person because he hurt someone? Or do we feel bad for the victim that didn't do anything to him?
Can't we feel bad for both?
We could, but someone has to go to jail. Someone's gone.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in this case, this guy definitely should be punished for it.
Yeah, but I'm
But you
saying...
should always...
I'm mindful of both in saying that the young man didn't do anything, right? Let's just leave it out. So the whole gun thing is like, cool, he had a gun, cool. He didn't shoot the clerk, though. So, like, fuck the gun thing. The clerk shot the guy in the back, so he has to deal with whatever. But as far as the PTSD goes, I don't feel bad because I'm like, you are literally in that situation. It's like if you were getting raped.
So, okay, so what about that guy that
rapist.
worked for you who got beat up by a customer? And let's say he did not. Okay, I get that. Okay, hypothetically speaking.
Okay.
Let's say he did not leave. And he continued to work at wherever.
Yeah.
And like a similar situation happened where he and it triggered him. You don't think at all that so he should completely leave the job because you know what I mean?
If the trigger was the cost of someone's life, yes. If the trigger is the cost of someone's life, it is your responsibility at that point. Because what's going to happen is he's going to go to court and no one's going to give a fuck about his PTSD. They're going to say you killed this kid.
But I don't think anyone thinks in that moment that they're going to kill someone. And again, I think it's a reactionary thing.
It's not
the trigger.
Because the gun part is the premeditated part, right? I have this weapon with me. Now, if my behavior is subject to something that could end someone's life, I have to have the wherewithal to say, I can't have this with me. For instance, I had a situation with my kid's baby mom. I went to the house, I had a box cutter on me. I could have had a gun on me. I would have killed this nigga. He was talking about touching my kid. You know what I'm saying? If I had brought a gun with me and he ended up dead because he swung on me, it would have been my fault. You get what I'm saying? Even though this nigga triggered me and said something to me. And this happens to people all the time. And everybody lives in society, all this. We have to be like self-conscious of our own triggers when it comes to something that can take someone's life. It is literally our own responsibility. It's like the equivalent of flying a plane. You're a fucking airline pilot, right? I crash plane, right? I have PTSD, so my PTSD, I deal with it by drinking. I drink, I'm flying all these souls, I crash this plane. They're going to sue the airline company because I have a drinking problem. They knew about it, I was getting therapy, whatever the case may be. Everybody deals with their own shit, however they deal with it. But when your shit could end someone's life, there's no excuse that surmounts it.
Like,
to close this, right? Because I don't want to harp on this too long, any more longer than we have to, right? Like, I do again. This is a clear-cut murder, right? This Asian store owner definitely should face charges and the consequences for his actions. But I also do think that we have, as a society, have the responsibility to train these kids to not cause trauma on these store owners so that they're not triggered by fucking kids and shooting them in the back.
But I think
all I'm trying to say.
Are separate because there's nothing in the story that said that it was kids. He said that he experienced trauma, people tried to rob him or harm him, one was self-defense. No one said that was children, that could have been adults.
No, but I mean, like, that kid, that 14-year-old kid looked kind of grown though.
He went to the store.
I mean, I'm not saying that to justify that and say
don't go shopping and buy water bottles like
before
a gun, maybe like that.
Before that gets taken out of context. What I'm saying is like this dude had some clear trauma. He had gotten broken into and had been robbed several times. Right, got into a shootout with someone at his store. Now we have this teenager coming in, and this altercation happens, and he should face the consequences for that. But I'm saying is that we also have to address all the incidents leading up to that, because without those incidents, this does not occur. It's kind of like for example, right? Like the whole issue with that people have with Black Lives Matter now, right? People are like, yo, you guys only have an issue with them when it's the white cops or like the white Marine choking the dude out on the subway. But when it's black on black violence, blind eye. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like that. Like this is a case where we absolutely clear cut. No, he's fucked up. He shouldn't have this is an overreaction, right? Because it's just water human life.
Only because the kid went to the store. Like if I sent my kid to the store, my kid looks older than he is, and he went to get water bottles, and somebody shot him in the back. There's no training that I could do. The neighborhood is the neighborhood. We live here probably because we're poor and we can't live anywhere else, right? So it's like, how do you untrain the entire neighborhood to not act like monkeys?
You start fucking putting fathers in the household. Like for example, if you find out that your kid stole from fucking the Asian store, you know what I'm saying? Whip his little fucking ass. Drag his ass back to the store, make him pay for some shit. Make him never ever want to fucking do that again. Make that fucking Asian, store owner know, hey, if my kid fucking does some shit, you hit me up because this is what the consequence is, so that these kids start fucking acting right. So that
we're assuming that kids in that neighborhood are stupid. But I'm saying that if you had a kid and you sent them to the store and you lived in a bad neighborhood, what could you do? You just live there. You don't police the neighborhood. It's the constituents and the people that overrule the populace that control the policing and the community centers and who we vote and all that. The person, Joe Schmo, does not have control of it.
Well, I mean, then what do you do? I'd go with my kid. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't walk to this liquor store around the corner at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night and not be worried. And I didn't do shit. I don't know nobody out here. Right? Am I bugging?
No, you're not bugging.
I couldn't send anybody over there. But that's got nothing to do with me. Like, that's just the neighborhood's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. There's no teaching to take that out. The teaching doesn't change the system that is designed to separate children from their fathers. Like, they're literally incentivized to not have fathers.
No, I know.
It's like, I don't know.
I'm just saying that we see this in this generation.
Well, we don't see this in white neighborhoods.
No, but we do see, we
see crackheads in white neighborhoods. We see druggies. We see people stealing. But I don't see the white dude shooting the meth heads. Like, I just don't.
Well, because there's the generational gap. I mean, the wealth gap between white households and so what I'm saying is though, like the types of crimes are different. So like suburban white kids, they're gonna commit different types of crimes than the poor guys in the ghetto.
No, that's what I'm saying. Not the suburban white kids. The poor white people are not being shot by the other poor white people.
I don't think that's true.
In these situations where they're being meth heads and they're stealing cattle, you don't hear about this meth head shot in the back by another white dude while he was riding.
That sounds like every Florida news article ever.
Pull one up.
I mean, my phone's the one recording.
Say that the media is the one who controls the narrative. So if the media is only putting out or only, focusing on this, then that's all you're gonna hear. You're not gonna hear anything else. It doesn't mean that doesn't happen. You just don't hear about it because the media focuses on that because that's what sells. That's what.
I mean, yeah.
So.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Yeah. I did not know we were going to spend that much time on that topic. I was trying to get us out of there, but...
We got reeled right back in.
So speaking of white people, that don't make sense.
She's not white.
Who? What?
Wait.
Who? Who are you talking about?
Where are we going?
I'm talking about the person that jumped off their cruise ship.
Oh, wait, that's not what was next, was it?
I mean, yeah. You have a list?
I have the videos how they were.
Nah, because I put a screenshot and then I put the video down later because that was like an update or whatever.
Yeah, this is just a screenshot, bro.
Yeah. But if you want to go find that video of that white kid, fucking I forget his name, but this 18-year-old kid just fucking graduated. You know, decided, hey, I'm gonna jump off this cruise ship, and yeah, gone. They disappeared in the waters and have yet to be found. The Coast Guard called off the search after 2 days. His parents went back and tried to retrace the steps, try to find anything, but nothing was found.
Probably got eaten by the megalodon.
Man,
It's a good promo for megalodon too.
for me, it's like, yo, like it's like a gazelle jumping in front of like a bunch of lions and just like, look at me. Like, why? If you know the ocean is full of fucking sharks and things that could kill you and shit, like, why would you jump into it in the middle of the night?
Cruise ship, you have to know you're gonna die. Like, there's a good chance you're gonna die. I mean, it got eaten up by the propeller. It's not like
no, yeah. I mean, there's that. But like, let's say like you survive, right, and you land in the water in the middle of the night. You can't see. There's like you're in someone else's territory. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the ocean has the highest stand your ground law applicable there. Like, you're in my water. I get to eat you now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it works in that place. So it's like, why would you put yourself?
There's no pools on the cruise ship. Like, I'm pretty sure if there's pools, you get jump.
I mean, he was getting egged on by his friends and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you know, some people like they succumb to peer pressure, and there's certain things that I could be peer pressured into. Like, I could get peer pressured into some drugs. It's happened to me. You know what I'm saying? But one thing you could not peer pressure me into is to jumping off the side of a cruise ship into the fucking ocean in the Bahamas. Like, that's just not one of those, like I don't care how many bitches y'all got surrounding me telling me, do it. Fuck you, bitch. I'll get pussy tomorrow. I'm not doing this. It's not happening. Like, you got me all kinds of fucked up. You do it, bitch. You do it then. It's like I flip that shit right around. But anybody but me, it'll be that boy before it'll be me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up, but it's like evolution. You know what I mean? Survival of the fittest. Like, some people gotta jump off the side of a cruise ship to let you know that it's not bright to jump off the side of a cruise ship. You know what I'm saying? You might get eaten by sharks. Like, I'm sorry, but some people, we need a few of those people to let us know, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, for example, right, like as kids, you know, we live through experience. The stove is hot, you touch the stove, you know, bam, I'm not gonna touch the stove because that shit gonna burn me. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain things that we can't really fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, for example, parachuting, fucking, or jumping out the jumping, skydiving. You know what I mean? Certain shit that if you just fuck up just one time, that's it for you. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of those things. Yeah, it might sound kind of fun to jump off the side of a cruise ship, but at the same time,
not in the fucking nighttime. Don't be stupid.
Yeah,
like, in the daytime is dangerous, but at nighttime, you just.
But at least in the daytime, you can kind of look and be like, ain't no shark.
The water dark as fuck. You can't see that low. Like,
but I'm saying in the daytime, you could.
Nah, well, depending on the part of the ocean.
Because they're high enough where you could look down and be like, oh, well,
yeah, but
you see shapes.
See through, like, after 20 feet, you can't see below that, and they be in there deep. You know, they come up. Oh, I see legs, nigga. You don't see me. I see legs, nigga. It's dark out here in these streets. You just kind of take your legs out. Like, I know.
But yeah, can you imagine like the sharks though? Like,
they probably hear us like, ooh.
Well, not even just that. Like, they were just minding their fucking business. And then, like, a meal just, like, fucking dropped in.
I've been hungry for 3 days. 3 days I've been swimming around this goddamn, and they swim mad, like, long distances.
Well, that's the thing. It's fucking designed to swim fast and fucking move.
Like, that's a lot of move. I mean,
like, have you seen a gator in the water?
No.
Gators are fucking scary because of that tail. That tail is so powerful that it will propel them through the fucking water.
Sharks are getting more miles than
Well, I'm sure because of the way the shark is more aerodynamic. You know what I'm saying?
But he's moving 25 miles, 50 miles a day looking for food, and then he sees some fucking fresh ass legs come in right when he's hungry as balls. He's like, all right, it's a wrap. I'm gonna share him with my cousins. Ooh, ooh. They get the other fucking sharks come through. Fuck this nigga. Like a fresh meat nigga. What these dumbass niggas jumped off the boat? Yeah, the boat you been watching? Yeah, nigga. Look, he right there. He's screaming for help. He said, "Mommy, mommy, fuck that nigga." That's probably what happened.
Bro, I mean that's an all-you-can-eat buffet. You know what I'm saying? I've seen enough TikTok videos like just covering like different shark attacks, like great white attacks and shit, that I am absolutely terrified of just being in the fucking ocean. I'll go to the beach and I'll get in like maybe chest deep, but anything beyond that, suck a dick. Because if I can't fucking see like what's coming at me and nah, I'm good. I'm not about to end up in some fucking shark's mouth, like getting dragged across the ocean. You just find like a little tidbit of me, you know what I'm saying? Like just a little arm or something, a little leg nugget somewhere floating across the ocean. No, thank you. You're not sending that back to my mom's. Like, I want to be whole. I want to get buried, all my limbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, body intact, like a mummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, not this. They ain't gonna find shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gonna have to wait for the sharks to shit this little nigga out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, I feel bad for the parents because like, that has to be the worst fucking call that you could possibly get. Like, imagine it's 3 in the fucking morning, you're fucking asleep, you think your kid is out, having a good time. Maybe they're even on the cruise ship, just passed out, like, trying to enjoy their fucking vacation or some shit.
Mom's probably distraught, and the father's probably like, this dumb son of a bitch, but also distraught.
Yeah, like, and now it's just like, yeah, your son just jumped in the fucking ocean. And yeah, this is shark infested waters too.
Maybe this is all alleged, but there's a video though.
No, there's a video. Yeah, they're like,
It's like maybe his friends killed him. This is like a lifetime movie.
You see the fucking, I mean, you could kind of see the shark in the video. Like, they're saying that he either got dragged down by the net from the side of the boat, or it was a shark that just yanked his ass right underwater. Like, and the thing was, like, they threw a life raft out to him. He tried to swim towards the life raft, but something kind of comes up, and then he turns around away from the life raft and then never spotted again. So,
speaking of expected things, WNBA coach is mad at LA for not selling out Brittany Griner's first game back. Like, so what? But let's play the video. Wait.
Phoenix Mercury went and played the Los Angeles Sparks in LA. And then after the game, Brittany Griner's coach on the Phoenix Mercury, in her post-game press conference, asked LA why wasn't the game sold out.
I mean, it was great, but like honestly, come on LA, like we didn't sell out the arena for BG. Like I expected more, to be honest, right? Like it was great, it was loud, but how was it not a sellout? How was it not a sellout? But
my first thought was, this is phenomenal gaslighting by this Phoenix Mercury's coach. Having a product and saying it's your fault that it's not sold, it's next level gaslight. But then I thought, she has a point. She has a point. Well, why wasn't it sold out? What happened? Brittany Griner was on every Instagram story when she was free. To those people, that I bet millions of Instagram stories in LA, those people not buy tickets. Why would you? I don't know. It's just, you'd think you'd go and see her if you did that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of exposes the truth that we've always known. That's wokeism doesn't actually convert to real life activism. No. You know what I mean? Like, people will tweet some shit, free Brittany Griner, and they could literally give out free tickets to her game and they still would not go watch Brittany Griner fucking miss some layups. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And the game's pretty, apparently not that popular with people. I mean, it's been like that. It's just because she's fucking a public figure doesn't mean you will watch her play basketball.
well, yeah, there was the entitlement that she spoke with, like, oh, we got BG.
Why was it not sold
Why
out?
was it not sold out?
It
Like,
probably wasn't good. I mean, either that or people aren't that interested. But either way, like, you can't
expect it to be a sold out
just
just
because she's here and shit. Like, no one cares.
Mhm.
Obviously, no one cares.
It's the news. We move on. Like, there's some new shit happening next week. Fucking, but it's just kind of like ridiculous to have those to be that entitled. But also, like, the WNBA is not popular, right? No. It's never been. It's a failing fucking franchise, right? So, like, how about these women who should be thankful they're getting paid what they're getting paid really to fucking play basketball? You know what I'm saying? Be a little bit more grateful. You know what I'm saying? Like, or women should fucking support. That way they can sell out the fucking arenas and they're not up here bitching to me about it. Because guess what? I'm not going to see Brittany Griner play. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
If they wanted women's basketball to do as good as men's basketball, they would entice men to watch it. But, like, because men usually
it's not going to happen, man. I mean, the only way the WNBA is going to be watchable is if you allow the trans to come in.
What do you mean?
Like,
trans competition?
Bro, we need some dunks. Like, we need fucking LeBron James to just identify as a woman and 360 down the fucking court.
Lower the hoop.
No.
Lower the hoop. We're already lowering the standards. Might as well lower the hoop.
Nah. It's not even about the hoop. It's about the athleticism. Like, these dudes play ball on a whole different level than these women. Like, that's why it's exciting to watch them go at it versus this shit.
They got testosterone, so it's fair.
Fair. But the thing is that, right? We live in a world.
That's what we do. Let the women take testosterone, and then they can go at it with each other.
I mean, you might as well. Somebody, like, I'm not saying that. Forgive me. Yeah, they almost got me.
Somebody look like, I'm not gonna say it,
but
LGBTQ testosterone.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I would kill to be in the NBA, right? Like, shit. And if you paid me right, I would probably kill to be in the WNBA. Like, I'll throw a fucking, you know what I'm saying? A little zest on, you know what I'm saying? Dribble, cross over some bitches, and dunk. You know what I mean? Like, but even if I did that, I can't expect, right, that like all the fucking trans people are gonna show up into the fucking seats because I decided to wear a dress and just do this, right? Like, you still have to go out there and prove yourself. You have to be the best. Like, Michael Jordan wasn't the most idolized player because he got on the podium and said, I'm the best, or, you know, hey, I can dunk, or hey, I can do this. No, he got on the court. He proved who the fuck he was. He made himself the most fucking, the player that you wanted to watch the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he made everyone's eyes gravitate to him. And that's why fucking his game sold out. That's why his shoes sold out. That's why his jerseys sold out. That's why you couldn't even play as Michael Jordan in video games. For like the first couple years that basketball games came out, you had to play as player 99 because they didn't have the licensing for Jordan. That's how great he was. Be that, aspire to be that great, Brittany Griner and your fucking team. Fucking go out there and be fucking great. Draft Caitlin Clark and fucking Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? Like, make your shit enjoyable and watchable, and you'll get all the fucking fans in the world, males, females, and everything in between. But
I just don't know if they could. They don't think they can play at that level. Maybe that might be the issue.
I mean, it's fucking hard because and listen, like I know this is science and shit.
Not set up to be that way.
They're not built the same way. Men are they're bodies are built different than women, and there's things that men are going to be better at than women, and that's just the natural order of things. Even though this world tries to defy that, you know what I'm saying? It says no, we can all do whatever, but there is an order to things. That's why women, like for example, right? As far as back as I can remember, they always said men should never hit women. Why? Because men are stronger than women. That was the it didn't fucking matter what men don't hit women. Like, and if you ever saw a man hit a woman, you were supposed to stop him and correct him and whip his ass. You know what I'm saying? Because men don't hit women.
Can I pause you right here?
Can
I pause you right here? This man hit this woman with his penis while she was in a coma for the last 10 years. And let's go.
This is a really disturbing story. Police in Arizona obtaining DNA from male employees at a nursing home after a woman who has been in a coma for a decade gives birth. CNN's Sarah Seidner is live in Phoenix with all of the details. Oh my God, Sarah.
That is just basically the way to describe this case. Absolutely horrified. That's the way the Hacienda healthcare officials describe this. The family says they are.
I'm mad you segued from when I was talking to into some coma rape, but
a lot of details that people who have patients that are inside of this facility want to know that have not yet been answered.
it's not the actual thing.
Want them now.
This is a really disturbing story. Police in Arizona obtaining.
I was just saying, like,
Man, what you think that sleepy pussy tastes like? I mean, feel like?
I don't know. I mean, some would say she's woke now. But how do you have a baby while you're in a coma?
I don't fucking know how that shit works. I mean, like, God, that's like Kill Bill. Isn't that what happens in Kill Bill? Where Shorty was in a coma and shit, and like she was getting raped by the dude, and then that's how she woke up from the coma.
She had his kid.
You know what I mean? But I mean, that's movie shit, right? You don't think that shit like that happens in real life.
Apparently at Hacienda Healthcare.
And not just that, but it's like a retirement home too at that. So I was just like,
Hacienda Healthcare.
Damn, Granny's in a coma, and then somebody came and took the box too, and knocked it up, sprayed the club up, left her pregnant while she in a coma. Like, damn, you niggas is savages. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like the world is sick. Dudes are sick. Like, let's be real. Fucking, like, and right. Like, I think like that's the worst part about being a guy. Right. The worst part about being a guy is having a dick that just blood gushes to that motherfucker, and it makes you think about some shit. And it's like, yo, release, nigga. What can we do to get this release? Like, what?
Release it, the old lady.
Nigga, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
running through that nigga's mind, you were 1/6.
But I done fucked some bitches I shouldn't have fucked. I done, you know what I'm saying?
But this is next level Joe Biden creepy shit.
No.
What the fuck are you doing?
But that's what I'm saying. There's some nasty niggas out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? Some motherfucker was like, that bitch asleep, that's an easy kill. Like,
what the fuck? Asleep, not asleep, nigga, in a coma. Comatose. Not reacting to the world. He just goes find her pussy.
But, you know what I mean? Like,
I bet you he came back too for status updates.
Just like, I'm sure that there's dudes that work at like, what are them shits called? More like morticians and shit that fuck bodies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure there's fucking farmers out there that fuck goats and fucking like.
For sure, goat fuckers out there.
You ever hear about Christopher Columbus?
I didn't know he was out here fucking goats.
He wasn't fucking goats, but he fucked a manatee. He thought it was a mermaid.
I heard about that.
They gang raped the fucking. It was in his diary. It was a journal entry.
Oh, whoa.
You know what I'm saying? But
she was so slippery. What the fuck?
They were like, he was making fun of her kneecaps, like because I guess
they wouldn't have kneecaps.
Exactly, but I guess like the way the manatee was built, it was like he thought that there was like kneecaps under there or something. I don't fucking know.
He was so thick last night.
All I know is that there have been some nasty niggas throughout the course of history, right?
Fucking manatees. Hell yeah, you nasty nigga.
Well, not just manatees, but I mean like just in general. niggas have been nasty, right? Like R. Kelly nasty. We have the Catholic Church nasty. We got just nastiness like out there, right? But like,
Nasty niggas.
you gotta be extra nasty to in a retirement home knock up some comatose woman, like, and that's why I feel like prostitution should be legalized, because there's gotta be like a release for these dirty niggas somewhere, like you gotta like they need some box, you know what I'm saying, like they gonna get some box.
Maybe they'll make up like virtual box.
Nah, that won't be enough for them. Like,
I mean, that's gotta be. You can have your little fantasy played out with your virtual whatever. You go rape the virtual grandma, so you don't get somebody else's grandma pregnant.
Until they're like, this lacks depth. You know what I'm saying? I can't feel. I don't nut the same or some shit, and they go do it to somebody for real.
Maybe
you know what I'm saying?
Virtual box prisons. You can put you in there. You can get your rocks off. You just never come out.
Legalize prostitution. Just make it easier for
But
everyone.
people gonna take it too far, like you said. They're gonna be like, oh, you know, this prostitution's great, but how about a little work by the rights, bitch? Like, I don't think, like you said, they gonna take it too far.
I mean, there's always gonna be motherfuckers that try to fuck it up. But I think like if you dead ass legalize prostitution,
it'll help.
It will help. And like for example, like mass shooters. You don't tell me like they could
Register your cock now,
bro.
Register your cock.
Not even just that, but like for example, right? If you let's say you were dead ass thinking about going to school tomorrow and shooting up that whole motherfucking killing everybody and then killing yourself, because you gotta kill yourself now because you're going to jail for life, right?
Well, you're not making it to jail. They're shooting you in the face if they can.
Right? And like if you know you're about to do that, right? Because you ain't getting no boxing on this other shit, and you just happen to slip and slide into some pussy, just real quick. You tell me you ain't gonna reconsider that decision after you done gotten that nut?
I mean, he had 9 months to come back, hit it again. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm just saying, like, you give some school shooters some pussy, like, and they not finna shoot some schools. Is all I'm saying.
Oh no!
Like,
some people are fucking crazy.
Some people are fucking crazy, but some of them school shooters just need some pussy
They shoot it
or some dick.
because they're like, man, I'm gonna get 75 virgins.
Nah, man. A lot of those dudes that are getting bullied, getting picked on. They not getting girls. They dudes getting roasted. You know what I'm saying? Like,
poll that 95% of them listen to "Wake Me Up Inside" before. Wake me up inside.
but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like for example, like when you like make things illegal, you create a market for them, a black market that you can't control. And on top of that, you know what I'm saying? Like people tend to do things because of forbidden fruit. They're gonna do things that they shouldn't do because they want to try it out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, so, you know what I mean? Like, I think, legalized prostitution will abstain a lot of this. It's not going to solve everything, but I think it'll help, like, make things, and what's already an existing market,
make it more accessible.
More accessible and have more reign and control over it. More, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure, like those OnlyFans girls, you know what I mean? Like some of them is probably, like not even probably, like some of them is you know what I mean? Selling that box, you know what I mean? Like, and they just out there risking it, not knowing how the situations they put themselves in, how they could end up, blah 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 blah. But if there was more control and more regulation over those kind of sorts of things, like they could safely do that kind of work and not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like, and these guys could have their avenue for their release. And of course that, you know what I mean? That's only going to be it's only going to solve some of the problems. There's still going to be some dudes out there that are still going to do some fucked up, depraved shit. Like some dudes are just fucked up and depraved. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter how willing of a partner they could have. There's some people just want to rape. You know what I'm saying? Like, and no one can understand why. Like it's just
put them back in Australia, bro. Nigga, Australia prison again. Dump them all over there.
Yeah,
fuck them. They want to get out, they can't because of the sharks.
But speaking of rape, yo, who raped them feet? Cause
my
yo,
God.
like Shorty got some fucked up feet,
Her
yo,
feet
like
like somebody did like some fucked up misconfiguration in like the DNA chamber before she came out. Cause it literally looks like her toes flipped upside down. She got them crazy ass feet.
nah, she got them grippers, yo.
Times. Like I was so confused.
Like she looked like she was trying, like she was giving somebody a foot job, and then like the shit got stuck in position, like that shit got locked back,
Like what kind of shit? You got it right in the corner though. Look at them toes, bro.
yeah, it's that like that
I can't even get to get
that
it.
ring one.
Oh my god, that shit looks bananas, yo.
Yeah,
I
nah.
don't know.
I don't know why she felt comfortable posting her feet looking like that.
Never. My feet
like,
5,000 times better than them feet. Yo.
And
What the fuck is that?
my feet
Like somebody
are
come backwards and now it's pointing up forever.
yeah, her feet throwing up gang signs and
Yo,
shit.
for real. Look crazy as shit. Like that looks like that toe didn't form correctly on either side. That is the scariest foot I've ever seen in my life. Like if my girl pulled her feet out and it like that, I'd be scared.
Yeah, what should I like get you to suck on her toes?
Babe, what do you think of these toes? You see these toes?
I see.
Oh my god, this shit looks scary. Like somebody hit it with one of them hammers that you hit when shit pops up. Like somebody did that to her fucking toes.
I don't even know who this rapper is. I've never heard her music, but now I'm gonna know her through her feet.
I think she's in Love and Hip Hop, right?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, Akbar V. I'm pretty sure she's the one in Love and Hip Hop. Her
Bet.
feet look fucking crazy.
Yeah, nah.
That shit looks nuts. That shit looks like it was intentional.
She like she should get handicap parking.
I mean, she feels like she got, she's a foot behind everywhere else. For sure. Oh man, this one hurt my feelings. I didn't know that this dude was out here doing this in the streets, and I wasn't even an avid fan.
Yeah, I know. And it's weird.
Let's go to the video, see what they talk about.
That 70s show actor Danny Matterson has been found guilty of raping 2 women. Listen, bro, this shit.
He said great.
Blow me. They talk about
well, because community guidelines.
2003. Brother, you on one of the most successful TV shows ever made in history, and your goof ass out here taking shit? Like, I don't know what be wrong with y'all. Like, I can't fuck with no man who just assault women. Like, something mentally wrong with you, bro. Like, something is seriously wrong with you, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy type shit, because coochie is $100 at any of your local hotels around the country. What you gotta take for shit for? If you got $100, these hoes selling coochie wholesale. What the fuck be wrong with y'all? Y'all motherfuckers weird. That's why I don't hang out with none of y'all at. Because I don't know what y'all be into. Gucci $100, sometimes even less than
Yeah.
That 70 show.
He is firm on his $100. Like, I wonder how many hoes he done.
A couple of hotels for sure.
So you better not go over 100, bitch, or something.
But seen that he was Scientologist. I didn't even know he was a Scientologist, and I don't know if you guys seen Leah Ram, her thing, whatever. Her
or even Tom Cruise and his daughter,
but she has a show because she got out of Scientology, and she has a show where they.
Where did she?
I think it's called Escaping Scientology.
I don't know what it's called, but they like tell stories about people that have gotten out, and like a lot of that shit goes on, especially when people are like ranked high in that. A lot of that shit goes
That's why I was talking about earlier about the whole cult behavior, like the blueprint that Christianity left behind, because like in the hands of people who now have like science and shit that they can kind of use to back up their beliefs, the potential for misuse is endless. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fucked up because usually those people like who are going to these religions and like they're in a fucked up state of, you know, I mean they're going through some shit that they need help from, and they turn to these people who have, you know, who are very charismatic, can pitch you the right dream to get you to empty your wallet and maybe empty his fucking nut in your cheeks, because these niggas be, you know what I mean, like fucking the shit out of a lot, like you know, like the Mormons, niggas be having like 5 girlfriends. They be having a wife and then like 4 underage bitches. Like, you be like, how does this work? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But like, they they make it work. You know what I mean? Like, and especially if you can put religion as a front to anything, shit, you could get people to accept a lot of things. So, you know what I mean? You should always be careful about that. But, yeah, no, like, Scientology is definitely something that, like, we're going to look into in the future and be like...
That was not the way.
Yeah.
Let's not do that anymore. Oh, man. Speaking of ruined trips, Carrie ruined husband's trip at his mom's funeral. Interesting.
Is there going to be a problem? No, we're not going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody. Pretending that the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the meat as well. That man just looked at me and in climate change. You believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory? I hate for this and I'm sitting. He is in my space.
She's from hostilities.
I'm going home. My mother-in-law, his mother, died. You have to be here. I'm going home. No way I'm getting up. Quiet. I'll be quiet.
Try to change up real quick.
I'm going to be in my own next night and my mother-in-law. My husband lost his mother. Have the respect.
What if we say she requires that? How would that be? At this point, we have to go involved. Definitely don't let him sit on. Please ask him again if we can settle down. If that should be okay.
Lost his mother.
No.
Please ask him again if we can settle down. If that should be okay. What if we trade seats and she quiets down? How would that be?
Sam, we're waiting on you.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I mean, if you're being unruly, it doesn't really matter why you're traveling. You shouldn't subject everybody else to your bullshit. I guess already a crappy experience as it is. We just talked about traveling, so it's like, why make it uncomfortable for the world? Because you're going to do some shit.
Yeah.
You know.
What you think, Kay?
I concur.
Yeah.
All right, deep dive from Kayla. Fucking. So honestly, you know who I think is to blame in this whole situation? The husband.
Oh, for being a bitch.
For being a bitch.
I mean, his mom dies, though.
No. He shall not get no pass because his fucking mom died. Like, for example, right? Like, it's not that. Like, listen. If my mom died, right, and God forbid, let's hope she don't for another 50 years, right? But let's say my mom died and I have to catch a flight somewhere, right? And my wife is causing an altercation with the person next to me. That's when I'm gonna lean over. But before this even gets to the point where fucking the agent comes up and bitch, if you don't shut the fuck up, my mom just died. We are on our way to go see my dead mother. You are not gonna fuck this up for me. Cause if not, I'm gonna bury two of you bitches this weekend. You understand me?
Damn.
Like, you gonna shut the fuck up. You like there are certain times when you gotta check your partner. I'm not saying it's all the time, that you and of course you got, you know, tone matters, you know, what you say matters, blah 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 blah, right? But we are in such a point in time now, right, where men have been so castrated that they literally, like, you just see how weak he was in there. Like, well, what if we just, you know, we just switch seats and we just quiet down? What if she just settles down? Like, nigga, you should have been settled her ass fucking down. Like,
it's like a child, like an adult. Would she be able to stay and play? We just moved around.
like this. Now you're sitting here looking like a bitch pleading for your over your fucking bitch of a wife because you weren't man enough to fucking check her fucking ages ago.
They like it.
Single. And I'm dating. But there's one that I like more than the rest. But issue. I'm really mean to him. Like, I'm really mean to him. Like, I insult him all the time.
Oh, dude, man.
And he loves it. Which is fine, it works, but then, cause like the way that I think is that if you don't put these guys on check, they think you stupid. He ignores me when I'm nice to him, but if I'm mean to him, he talks to me. So like, I don't know what to do.
Anybody ever asked you, was you crazy?
All the best ones are crazy. Come on, the fun ones are crazy. Everybody knows this.
So you're mean to a man and he likes it.
Likes it.
Let me tell you something about men. We will tolerate crazy to get what we want. See this crazy you pulling? He taking it right now because he wants something. You all haven't been in a physical relationship?
Me and him?
Yeah.
No.
Well, after you are in a physical relationship, this gonna be over.
No.
Okay. Okay. Oh, listen to me. See, ain't no dude just gonna put up with this crazy unless he wants something. You're mean to the guy.
He likes it.
No, he don't. He like what he think is gonna get him.
I disagree.
I didn't hear you.
I disagree because I think he's used to so many women just being nice to him and not telling him like to his face, and I don't do that.
What are you looking for here? Do you want a relationship? What's the question?
I mean, I don't want a relationship. I'm dating.
You're dating?
Yeah, you know you gotta.
No, you do. Yes, you do.
But like Meghan Markle didn't get where she got just like because she settled.
What do Prince Harry White got to do with this? Yeah, see.
You gotta.
Dude, I want to be a princess too.
You know what? You're right. What the hell I'm talking for? You 100% right. You're absolutely right. Men like that. Ma'am, I can assure you what I know is real about men. If you think this guy likes this, you're sadly mistaken. He likes what he think is gonna get him. But as soon as he get what he wants, you finna find out something about him.
So let me ask you this. You've been in a couple relationships, you know, by now, and I'm sure you've had a decent dating life. You know what I mean? Like, what is the best way a girl can get to you? Or like what if girls tried? Like for example, like her strategy is she's like, I'm gonna shit on this nigga.
Shit that people definitely wouldn't get. Yeah, like nah, like people talk shit for sure, but I don't know if that's the best way to get somebody to be with you. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's like a power thing, or like have a disagreement. Intelligent arguments aren't bad, but that's not making somebody feel like shit. That's just like your point, try to mesh up against their point. But I don't think people down talking you or downplaying you like constantly is like attractive, you know? Like, I don't find it.
I mean, it could be a bit immature, But like for example, right, the reason I bring this up, and this is on a little bit two separate extremes, right? But I experienced this to some degree at work. You know what I mean? Like for example, right? Like I seen a TikTok of it where this girl, she was talking about like how you know, she be joking about how she wants to fight her coworker, and it starts off with her like, you know, shadow boxing, but it ends up with her getting on her knees and like getting ready to suck dick, and saying like, you know, that like how these fake arguments lead up to, you know, fucking.
So like instigating shit. So
yeah, I definitely get a lot of that.
I mean, that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the way she was talking to dude.
No. Yeah, that's why I say that on two separate extremes, right? Yeah. But like, I definitely understand. You know,
I think it's different.
Yeah, there's not everyone has the same approach, right? You know, like for example, like this girl, I think is just like too hot, maybe for her own good. Like she's like, you know, she has pretty privilege, so like, you know, she don't realize that she don't have no game and no personality because she gets entirely off on just like through the looks. You know what I mean? Like in her box alone. You know what I mean? Like, but most girls, right? Like, they're gonna have a lot more personality than that, and a lot more, you know, like for example, right? Women, at least the ones that I've experienced, they're not transparent. It's not like they're, you know. Very rarely do they just like tell me what they want from me or that they're into me. Like usually I don't pick up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of like I start wondering. I'm like, is she into me? Like the way she's looking at me, the way, you know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like there's like a vibe there, right? Like I know, like I definitely have a plethora of like different approaches and stuff like that, like, but like I've never been with a girl that like was super mean to me, like where I thought that was hot. Like I would, like usually like I find like women like that too standoffish and nah, I'm cool. Like I'd rather deal with this other nice ass chick, you know, this little cute thing than fucking like I don't like women that be talking crazy. And I don't like women that be like acting like they on the same like physical level as dudes. Like they be like carrying themselves like they could fuck a dude up, but then be the first ones to call the police when they get fucked up. Like it's like, what happened to that energy? You just smacked this nigga. Like you was talking bad. Like you was, you know, like, and now the second, you know what I mean? Yeah, now you want to revert back to factory settings and start calling cops and. Nah, man, we not with that. Like
settings are back to default. I can no longer fight that.
Now, on the other hand, like that's why, like it's for me, like the world isn't black and white, right? Like I live in a very gray world. Like there are very clear cut. That's why I say, like I believe in male and female. I don't really believe in anything in between, but if you do, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But this is my beliefs, right? So because I believe these things, I believe that men are inherently stronger than women, right? Therefore, it is on men to not attack women. You know what I'm saying? Like, now on the other hand, if you defended yourself from a woman, you allowed to defend yourself. Like, I've had women chase me with knives, fucking, I've been punched in the face by women before. I've been slapped. I've had a bitch throw a coconut at me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did you do to get a coconut thrown at you?
I went to the store, like, and fucking, I came back and got a coconut, just a straight pina colada mix at me. Like,
at least you didn't get shot in the back, though. Just play.
No, I know. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some women out there that carry themselves crazy. Now, for example, right?
Crazy.
Like the girls that be flirting with me at work and shit, right? Like when they start play fighting, like they'll come at me like on some, oh, I could beat you up, blah 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 blah, and then I'll just kind of like check them real quick and like remind them like
they just want to touch you, nigga. That's weird, but yeah.
But
supposed to be like, yeah, you got it. Like just completely pop their fucking bubble. Like, all right, let's try some other approach.
No.
With your balls.
I let them have their fun. Yeah, I mean, until it's time to remind them, like, nah, I'm a man. Like, remember that shit. And then I feel like that, like, they kind of get off on that. Like, almost like they're used to dealing with niggas who don't check them. So like when they deal with a dude that's like, even just for a moment, just like kind of reminds them like, you a man and I'm a woman. They're like, oh shit, yeah, that's a real dude right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's the only thing that I can surmise, right? But you know, I promise you, looks will not carry you to a happily ever after. Looks will get you in bed. Looks might even get you to a second date, but you need more than that. You need some good box. And if you want to make it all the way to the end, you need
you need more than looks. Your pussy gotta be right.
Well, the pussy does, but that's what I'm saying. The pussy will only carry you so fucking far too. You know what I'm saying? Like, your personality is what gets you to the finish line. It's about all the little things. You know what I'm saying? That makes it so you want to keep somebody around, and it makes it so somebody wants you in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about all the tiny little things that you do, like that pleases those people, not the overly grand gestures and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, people just like these dudes that are putting up with this bitch, they need to check her just to give her a little dose of reality, just to humble her just enough where she gonna end up finding some happiness, because she gonna end up finding the right dude who gonna put her in check, and then she, oh shit, let me treat this motherfucker right. Let me take him seriously and not treat him like, talk down on him like I've been talking to these other Joe Schmoes. You know what I mean? Like, some people need a little dose of reality. You know what I mean?
Speaking of doses of reality, this nigga puts her in check like no one else.
Who's cooked the diapers?
Sir, that's smoked chicken enchiladas with poblano cream sauce. My name is Colleen.
Cream.
Colleen.
Curry.
Colleen.
What do you do for a living?
I am a culinary instructor. I own the recreational cooking school.
And were you a trained chef before you set up a school?
No, I am not a trained chef.
So you're not a trained chef, yet you teach chefs to cook.
Correct.
How much do you charge?
$300 per 3 to 4 hours.
Right. What's the size of it?
I feed big Nebraska boys. Could you like me to get you a bite?
No, I'll bite it myself.
Okay.
You seriously charge $300 to teach people how to make that crap?
Yes, chef.
I feel like I need some plastic wrap on my ass.
It was extremely difficult to stand there and to keep my mouth shut. I teach manners too, chef.
Say again? Okay, please. Miss Manners, fuck off back in line.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Gordon Ramsay may not be the most popular guy out there, but motherfucker sure is honest, and brutally so. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes it makes for very, memorable clips. People sometimes, I think we're in a generation and in a time where we're not well equipped to deal with honesty. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, the world is just layers upon layers of deception, and then it's like almost like our own self-deluded fantasies that we're all in this weird bubble, right? And it isn't until we encounter someone who is completely free from those things that just, and then you're just like, oh shit, like, fuck, I've been in this bubble this whole time, like thinking that left is right, up is down, like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, and, sometimes, you need that clash, and I think it makes for a better learning experience. And honestly, I mean, like, it can help you become better as a person. It can help you, if you're an artist, make better product. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you're producing or whatever the fuck. But you can't evolve as a person without being able to take honesty. Because the very fundamental things of, respect and love, I think, is honesty. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't, really, you wouldn't lie if, like, you really respected the other person enough. If you loved them enough, you'd be able to tell them the truth. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes, and of course, self-preservation kicks in and all those other things. But I think when you the foundation of things, like especially when you start a relationship, like you cannot start a relationship on lies, because the second you do, it's
done.
It's bound to crumble one day. You know what I'm saying? So everything has to come from, a very solid truth, and to be able to, and even friendships, you have to be able to speak truly to your friends. If you can't, be for real with your friends, then it's like, what the fuck's this friendship for? Yeah, like.
Speaking of phony shit, I didn't really understand this when you said it, but I think I know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that George W. Bush?
Nah, that's Greg Abbott.
Well, why is it a big deal? I don't know.
Because everyone thought he's crippled and his leg moved in the video. And then when he did, they cut off the camera and moved to switch something else. It's almost like they knew that his leg's not supposed to be moving, so.
Sure, cut away quickly once the leg moved.
He moved that one leg, but the other one looked dead though. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, is Greg Abbott fake crippin'? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
This video was fucked up. I saw this video. I felt really bad.
Of boiling oil by an active police officer in Tecámac, Estado de Mexico. On Sunday, May 28th, a dog by the name of Scooby followed his owner Roberto to the local meat market so he can buy meat for his mom. At the same time, a man reported as Sergio N., who was also an active police officer for the state of Mexico, was also at the meat market drunk, threatening the market's owner with a knife and a gun to close down or else. And as soon as he walks out the store, he grabs Scooby, who's just waiting for his owner, who's now in a different store buying soap for his mom, and throws him into a pot of boiling oil. Unfortunately, the little boy heard his dog screaming in agony, and by the time he came out, they were already taking out Scooby from the pot. And because they couldn't find a vet that was closed, the dog suffered for about 4 to 6 hours in agonizing pain until he passed. On May 30th, Sergio was detained, and it's said that he's looking at 3 to 6 years in prison, but there's a chance that he might just have to pay a fine. Roberto had actually adopted Scooby a few days prior because he was about to be killed because he had a disability in his eye. And all that he and his family asked for is for justice for Scooby.
Man, what you think about that?
That is a pretty fucked up story. So you're mad at somebody else. You take a dog and throw him in a pot of boiling water.
Not even just that, but you're not even arguing with the kid. Like, you're arguing with an entire other person. There happens to be a kid there with a dog, and you're just like, man, fuck you, bro. And his fucking bitch ass dog.
Go in the water, bitch. Oh my god, Scooby, no! And you legit kill this nigga. That's some Grand Theft Auto shit. Like, you ever do some shit Grand Theft Auto, you're like, alright, well, fuck it, everybody gotta die now. Like, it was like some shit like that. Like, you're arguing at a bar, right? He said he had a knife and a gun. So this nigga's like John Wick right now. After he got drunk. And at some point, he had to put his shit away, like, fuck you, nigga, I'm leaving. Fuck you! Put the shit away, drink my drink, slam it down, go outside, toss a fucking dog.
Whose dog is this?
Fuck your dog, nigga! Fuck this whole establishment! And then where'd you find a pot of, it was oil, it said,
yeah,
right?
boiling oil.
Boiling oil. Where'd you find a pot that fucking big?
I mean, it could have been somebody cooking outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, making tacos,
For
you know
the
what I'm
whole neighborhood? That's
Who
a
knows?
big ass pot of oil to put
I
a
mean-
dog in. It's not like a small skillet or some shit. This nigga ain't making like empanadas for himself.
Yeah, like,
Enchiladas.
what I'm wondering is though, like, wouldn't it be fucked up if like it should smell good in the motherfucker though? Like.
What if it smelled like Chinese food that you were used to eating? And you're like, I knew these niggas put down. I knew it.
Like, what if like you're trying to like save your dog, but like he smells like pork rinds, and you're just like, fuck, bro, like.
Maybe it's a world was that nigga. Alright, I might eat my little.
Like, let me just like take a little nibble.
Little nibble. Oh, God.
You going now anyways. You ain't gonna notice that little
Don't worry, you grow back. It'll grow back.
little tenderloin right there.
Let me get a piece of tail. Donate.
That shit fresh in the mouth.
Shit tastes good in the motherfucker. Oh, I know.
Me coming right off the bone. Ooh, that shit good. Oh man, that was dark. But yeah, man, don't be tossing no dogs in some boiling grease, man. Like that's just.
Be good. It might be good though.
Ain't no excuse for that, man.
Nah.
R.I.P.
Send me a plate though.
We're knocking this out with this last video.
Mm.
Real quick. Come on, bro. You don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to. You don't understand. You don't understand. No, bro. I don't want to. Don't say nothing, bro. Just let him be. Let him be. Let's see how quick you are. How quick you are.
The amount of replays that go
I don't know who the second guy is. I'm like, where did he come from? What?
He came in to break it up, and I guess the guy said some racist shit to him and started beating him out. But that's not even the funny part. The funny part about the video is that the amount of times they go back into the video. Watch.
Let's see that again. Let's see that again. Look at that again, and this basement is going crazy.
That was definitely a solid punch.
I don't think we need to see that again. All right, let's see that again. Let's see that again. Oh, and the presentation of the second place trophy. Let's see that again.
Do you know about alchemical?
Yeah, that's one. I hope I don't ever get snuffed like that. I mean, I've been snuffed pretty.
We still have one more.
All of the cuck guy. Yeah. I mean, what would you do to make sure that you have a strong relationship?
I mean, definitely not this nigga. Nah. Let his girlfriend sleep with other men while he's at work to maintain a strong relationship.
I mean,
strong for who? She's getting smashed all day. You're at work,
Yeah.
bro. That's a little weird.
strong for her because she taking some dick, like some strong dick. Like, this nigga at work, like crushing it, like fucking his body up to pay rent, and somebody out there just crushing his girl's spine and like.
Oh my God. I mean, that's fucking terrible. But like, what kind of? I don't know.
What kind of cuckery is this? What in the Jada Pinkett fucking entanglements is this bullshit, yo? This some new generation shit. This some new shit. Like I don't know, man. I just couldn't be down with that shit. Like
that's some bullshit. I think it's fucked up.
I couldn't even go to like a swinger party and like if this like I could fuck another chick, right? Like even if I was in a relationship, I could fuck another chick. I know I'm a hoe, I'm hypocritical, blah blah blah, right? But the second I would even see like a cock within like 3 inches of my girl's shit, like you feel like back the fuck up, like you don't get that dick up out. Like go straight demon slay on this nigga shit. Final breath. Like, bro, you're not putting your shit in my girl. And I'm gonna stand right here next to you and just be perfectly fine with this. Like imagine like
what?
Imagine you holding your girl's hand while she getting stroked. like, or like her legs getting folded backwards and shit, and you just sitting there holding her. God damn, this bitch flexible in a motherfucker. Like,
okay, water breathing technique, babe, just like we practice.
you got me fucked up. Like, no.
Do sun breathing.
I can't. I don't know. I'm just not built like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm old fashioned when it comes to my relationships. Only the men gets to cheat. You know what I mean? Like,
Ben gets to cheat. Whoa.
listen, old fashioned, all right? Like, I'm joking. That's a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one should be cheating. But if someone does, it should be the man. I'm joking.
Or the they them in the relationship. You know, LGBTQ plus.
I guess.
Plus.
Only if it's June, though.
Only if it's June.
But anyways, I think that's it for this episode. Fucking you got any closing remarks? Anything you want to shout out to the gays? You know what I'm saying? Like,
protect your cheeks out in these streets, cause people coming for your booties even when you're in a coma.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And don't jump off the boat. It's stupid. It's the whole reason why you're on the cruise. It's like paying $1,000 to get on a plane just to jump out of it when you're over the fucking ocean. It's probably not wise. And you're probably gonna die.
It's like that YouTuber who did that shit for the views.
It's like, what? And then I'm sure he got jail time for it.
Well, it's still ongoing, but I'm sure he will. But this guy got the ultimate jail time. Fucking, because you know you're not going to heaven after that. Like,
What, you think God won't let you in?
hell no. You think God?
He's probably looking at you like, man, nigga, that shit was funny. Like when the part where you got ripped up, that was a little dark. But I didn't think that they would come to you like that. I thought they'd go get you, but you're here with me now. So.
God gonna be someone like, man, I did not breathe some life into your ass for you to waste it on that bullshit.
Now go back.
Like,
I'm gonna turn
you want to jump off boats into? Alright, fam. I mean, we know where you
gonna reincarnate you as a starfish.
Eject button. Like, but anyways, about you, Kay, you got any closing remarks? Anything you want to say to the people?
Nothing?
The conversationalist as always. Fucking, yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Whether you see this on YouTube, whether it's TikTok or any of, the social media sites and shit, fucking, keep showing us support. Keep looking out for more content from us. We're going to constantly strive to deliver quality content as fast as possible. And treat each other right, you know what I'm saying? Learn to, love thy neighbor, you know what I'm saying? Like, get to know thy neighbor. Don't shoot them in the back over some water bottles, you know what I mean? And I think we'll be in a better space, you know what I mean? But right now, like, everybody's so divided, we don't even want to talk to each other. We can't even hear each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just motherfuckers talking over each other. So, you know what I mean? You gotta be able to really be able to, like, listen sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I know sometimes be thirsty to try to, get your point across, but, you know what I mean? You gotta wait for the right time and, the right opening, and it'll be more effective. But yeah, love thy neighbor. Keep grinding that work, yo. You a star. Don't forget that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see you guys next pod. You know what I mean? And have more shit to tell you. More stories to tell, and more motherfuckers to expose, I guess. Yeah.
More corn dogs. Fresh.
Jay Kush signing out. Highly offensive. Ba, 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 ba. That was super dramatic. I mean, let's make it gay. Ba, 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 ba.
Pew, pew.
Ba, ba, ba. I don't know how to gay it up. I'm not gay.